Hi, I'm Sero, and this is my Twitch stream, Sero Does Stuff, because Sero, does stuff with bad grammar. Sometimes. Often. Anyway, it's usually TTRPG stuff, and today is no different. We have the finale of our Monster of the Week miniseries, Starsick. Joining me today is David from Trials of the Apocalypse. Hello, David. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing great today. I'm so excited for this game. I've been thinking about it all week, and I'm ready to see where this story resolves.
If you can kill anyone.
Well, I'm not gonna let's put it. I'm not gonna try to not kill anyone today. You know.
It's not off the table.
Fair enough. And we also have returning Ian from Shrimp and Crits.
Hello. That's me.
Yeah.
Hi.
Have you been thinking about this all week too, Ian?
I have been thinking about it all week. I'm very excited to see grown-up versions of our weird little quirky kids.
Oh, we already have a plus one, subtract one, to Flynn
come
from
on.
Jay. He says he loves you, Ian.
I'm trying to guess.
Is that K a kill or a kiss, Jay?
And we, last but by no means least, we also have Lauren from the Monsters Playbook. Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
Thank you for rejoining us.
Yeah,
Are you looking
of course.
forward to possibly dying?
Oh, always. Seems right up my girl's alley.
Admittedly, I think that you would be the most interested in the afterlife, whatever that might look like.
Yep.
So.
Mm-hmm. Seems definitely on her bucket list.
On the bucket list, dying.
Die.
Well, I mean, everyone does it eventually, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, just a quick reminder to our audience that you can influence the game, as Jay has already pointed out. You can help or hinder us by using your Kiwi coins, which are at the bottom of the chat there, the little Kiwi icon. You can give us a +1 or a -1 to our next roll. There is also a cooldown period, so Jay, you cannot give -3 in quick succession to Ian. I'm afraid you have to wait. I don't know. It might be about 5 minutes, 7 minutes. I can't
goodness.
remember what it's at. Also, you can spend some money and give us luck points, because this session we actually have actual playbooks as opposed to
Yay.
using the as yet unreleased, the as yet to be released Michael Sands Survivor ? Playbooks, which we were using for the past 2 episodes. This one, we finally have real playbooks. We have no luck unless you give it to us. Please
We
give
have
it
one
to us.
luck, thanks to Dixon last week,
That's
right?
true.
True.
I've got
Very
2
true.
luck.
That carries
Yes,
over.
yes, sorry. But anyway, we will see how we go. So yes, help there or spend your Kiwi coins. I think
I want to say the Survivor playbook was really cool to play, by the way. Props to Michael, who does pretty good work, I suppose.
Yeah.
We're all big
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really fun to start from absolutely nothing and like see like just these little bit monster hunters like coming into their own. It was cool, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a really good way to start a campaign or a longer campaign when you want to first introduce the characters themselves to the ideas that there are monsters out there, and then see how they might progress to an actual, regular playbook. We have a +1 for Lauren from Dixon. I'll add that in. Everyone hates Ian, it seems. That's good. Keep hating
Aw.
Ian.
What's new?
And love the ladies. Anyway, I think that's it. I can't, drag this out any longer. I will now hand it over to our keeper, David. David, it's all yours.
Hello. Perfect. Well, for today's episode, we actually find ourselves in the future, at least relative to this broadcast when it originally airs. We're in the year 2025. 10 years have passed since our monster hunters to be saved Megan and Uncle Bear from Yonder's clutches and refused to send him home, whatever that meant. And it's also been 10 years since your fellow student, Kevin, absconded with the optical lens made from refining Yonder's light. Each of you have been living your own lives with your own problems in your own places in those years since, having made homes and careers for yourselves far from Pillory's borders. So, 1 month prior to our story beginning, each of you receive a save the date invitation for the Pillory High 10-year reunion on April 8th, 2025. I'd like you each to narrate a short scene from your character's life at the time and what plans you've made in between knowing you'd be returning to your hometown. And if there's any intervening years summarizing you want to do at the top, if you need to give context for your scene or whatever, feel free to do that as well. But who wants to start? We'll start off with those, and then we'll get into the day.
I can start.
Yay! We love Ian.
Flynn moved away from Pillory, as all of us have, pretty quick, I guess, after high school, and he went to. He's a college dropout because he started a now very successful tech company called.
Flynn Tech?
Oh, damn it. Yeah, Flynn.
Flynn
No,
Tech?
you wouldn't call it Flynn Tech. He wouldn't name it after himself, I feel like.
Vicky will call it Flynn Tech.
Vicky would call it Flynn Tech, sure. Let's just call it Blue Star. Oh, Bear Tech Dixon, I love that. It's called Bear Tech.
There we are.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I have to erase that from my notebook now, Ian.
Sorry, Bear Tech is too good. Shout out to Dixon. Partially because Bear passed away. I think Bear died of old age because of the side effects of Yonder. But anyway, we find Flynn now much more stylish than he once was because, look what the tech world did to him. Still pretty socially awkward. I don't think he's ever had a relationship that's stuck. But now we find him at his computer sending out a message to his support group. Do you want us to say our playbooks yet?
Yeah, go for it.
So Flynn is the searcher. And I picked the Searcher Move Network, which gives me an ally of others who had experiences similar to my first encounter, which my first encounter, obviously, we know a lot about. So I think as of now, his network is like a forum he started on the internet. And I think he's pretty anonymous with all of these people. And he's typing out a message like, hey, I'm sure many of you got the invitations to our high school reunion. Anonymity is something that's very important to us so that we can talk about our experiences. But I really would like to meet some of you if you're comfortable. And he's setting up like a time to meet with them at the reunion.
Oh, this is awesome because right from the get-go, there's a little bit of strangeness with this because you message them about, you've definitely gotten the same, message I've received. You received, in the post that morning, there's like a little, one of those crappy, super thin postcards, save the date. It was printed in bulk for the reunion. And the normalcy of it, you didn't think anything beyond that. But when you ask them about it on the forum, you get pings, back in the comments like, what reunion? I haven't gotten anything about it yet. And it seems that, that happens, not once, but like a half dozen times from different people who are all in the area from different years who none of them have gotten any such invite to a reunion in town.
Oh, weird. I think he probably writes that off to like maybe they're not in the same grade as me, or maybe they went to a neighboring high school or something of that nature. Probably doesn't think a whole lot of it, but just maybe he's kind of bummed and still like pins the message and says like, hey, well, if anyone who hasn't responded wants to show, I'll still be at this place at this time.
Yeah. You type that out, you pin it, and I think you get a notification on your desktop as an email comes in from your mom. Do you open it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You pop it open. Your mom is... So she's aware that you're not currently dating anyone. And she's... since you're going to be back in town anyway, she's, asking about whether or not you want to meet, not with her, with, a friend of hers at a cafe there in town that day. Just, in case you're looking to start something new. You're not getting any younger, and she's just been really looking forward to those grandkids you promised her. So.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
Flynn rolls his eyes and sends a message back that's like, thanks, Mom. I'd be happy to meet with them, though I'm only planning on being around for a short amount of time, and I'd love to mostly just spend time with you.
Oh.
Love you, Mom.
Suck up.
So is this a softly worded projection of the premise?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool.
If she wants a strong arm, I'm fine, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I think you say that very sweetly, and you'll get a ping later that day or the day after. A very it's always sweet to have your kid express how much they want to spend time with you, and I think your mom is not immune to such pleasantries. Otherwise, is there anything that Flynn does in that month leading up, or does he just arrive in that morning before? I think the event itself is slated to start at 2:30 p.m.
So Flynn is the searcher. He is constantly on the lookout for strangeness. I imagine just by nature of Monster of the Week playbooks coming with the baggage of you have hunted monsters before. He's had some strange encounters since Yonder. But yeah, I think that we don't know it was Kevin, right?
No. We in the camera's lens saw Kevin run off with it, and from your perspective, I don't know. Did you go back and check? Because didn't you bury it in a shallow grave, basically?
Yeah, and I think we said we were gonna go try to come back at some point to bury it better or hide it better. But that
Maybe
was,
life
a temporary
happened?
fix.
Yeah. So
or we came back and we're like, "Fuck, where'd it go?"
Yeah. By the time you came back, either you doubted you properly found it, like maybe grass had grown over in between, and you're like, "Was this really where we buried it?" Or you realized that it was gone. But one way or another, yeah, you didn't see Kevin grab it. You don't know that Kevin's involved.
Cool. Then I think that maybe he's doing at least some cursory searching, I didn't mean to use the word searching. That's the title of the
Or
playbook.
did you?
Or did I? He's taking a cursory glance around the internet and his documents that he keeps and things, just so he can kind of prepare himself. He's going back to the place where this happened, and even if it's a coincidence, there's a chance that it could happen. It could come up again since they never found that lens.
Yeah. Could you give me a what's going on here? Or sorry,
Yes.
let's go with the move.
We have the regular.
We're using
moves
official.
now.
Let me look at my Monster
Read
Week
a bad
basic moves.
situation.
Yeah,
let's
read a
get
bad
my-
situation.
Mystery?
Or investigate a
I haven't had-
mystery.
Investigative mystery. That's the one. You all got it.
I haven't got
You all played
my
Monster of the Week.
my
tonight,
basic move sheet is now ripped.
Oh no.
Oh no,
But
you'll have
it's
to print out another.
Rip.
It's well loved, coffee stains and whatnot. Okay, so I'm investigating a mystery.
Yes, I think you need to investigate a mystery for this.
Wonderful.
Oh, yeah, I should pull up that one.
I rolled a 10.
Lovely. On a 10, you get to ask 2 questions. Yeah. Hold 2. Yep.
Yes.
Do you know what those questions are? Or do you want to keep those as hold for now?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, let's. If if that's how we want to play this, that's actually cool because like I'm doing my pre-research now, and if we show up to something that maybe I might have read something about, I can use my hold. If that's cool.
Yeah, fine with me. Yeah, I'm getting up the basic moves. Cool. So then I will remember their names.
Yay, good keeper.
A couple of cool I'm super happy with how the Searcher playbook lined up with this particular game because the psychic event works so well as my first encounter, and then my tools, I get historical documents, witness reports, strange events, and then the other one I chose was maps, blueprints, and building reports for significant places, because he's certainly been studying the town. And then for my self-defense weapon, I get a heavy flashlight.
Perfect.
I squeed a little bit when I said
Ideal.
That's exactly what you
Cool.
need for Yonder.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll save this hold then as I don't know how familiar you all are with Blades in the Dark, but you have kind of the concept in that of being able to retcon mid heist, something that happened, some preparation you did. In this case, some questions you asked for knowledge you might have. So perfect. Nell, Vix, which one of you would like to go next? Let's get a little slice of your life prior to the events.
I could go.
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
I think Vix is currently cursing out the physiotherapist.
Yeah. What do they having you do that's just causing you a bunch of headache or pain?
Walking.
Yeah.
So I'll set up what happened between the last episode and this episode.
Yeah, tell us.
Everyone went off to college except for Vicky or Vix. She stayed home to look after Leon, who it turned out was fighting a battle with cancer. Leon unfortunately lost that battle. And Vix found out Leon had a nephew who came to the funeral. He helped her sort out Leon's estate, which was all left to Vicky. She sold everything up and went with the nephew to Los Angeles, where he lives with his husband. They let her stay there while she got some work. She started out in stunt work, then COVID hit. Then she was introduced to Julian, who had just started a professional wrestling circuit, a televised one. And he's the frontman / organizer / owner, and he instated her as his on-screen bodyguard, complete with suit. So every so often, if someone comes up to him during the TV show and wants to have an altercation, she basically kicks their ass. But since then, an incident has happened that has forced her into hospital quite a few months ago, and now she's on the road to recovery. Hopefully. Yeah.
What does recovery look like? The injury you received, can we get a little detail on that?
Yeah, she lost part of her leg.
Mm-hmm.
So she's now learning to walk with a prosthetic. Julian, the owner of the wrestling thing, would like her to stay on in her role, but she thinks this might be a career ender. So when the invite arrived for the reunion, he said, go do it. I'll give you a limo and a driver. You decide what you want to do. And yeah, she's not in a good place at the moment.
Yeah, we get this, brief vignette of you are at the beams. You've got your new prosthetic on, and they're having you take steps, trying not to touch it as much as possible, trying to rely on finding that new balance for yourself. I think you'd heard all sorts of complaints and stories from Leon over the years about how uncomfortable his was. He didn't wear it around the house particularly. He always talked about the chafing or the pains or the phantom sensations he would get. And having heard all of that secondhand before, seen kind of the effects of it firsthand, but not been able to empathize, but not necessarily know it for yourself. Now is every step you take it just makes you think about Leon more, and it makes you think about what he went with on his day-to-day for years, decades of his life, far beyond what the doctors originally thought he would go. And is that something that makes this harder for Vix, or is that something that gives you kind of strength or resolution as you try to work on this?
It's a bit of both. It really depends on the day and what it is she's having to do. On the one hand, it's encouraging that Leon was able to keep going. She does have a much better prosthetic than he did, and they obviously did a better job on what's left of her leg. But on other days, she's like, this is definitely a career ender, especially for a wrestler. So she's not seeing how she could come back from this. Not at this stage when she's still having to, learn to walk again properly. Yeah.
You received, this is probably just a few days after you received the recommendation from Julian, is his name right?
Mm-hmm. Julian.
To take the time to go to this, just like get your head, take some time to R&R, get your head out of this space for a little while, think about what your options are. Is there anything that you think about or do in that intervening month between when you get the message and when you go?
Drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, she that's it. Probably drink.
That's it?
Probably just gives in to Julian telling her to do this. Hydrate, everyone.
That doesn't look like a water, Sero.
I've got a water, but I've got a RC cola.
We've got a drink and Vix's on it.
It looks like beer.
So Vix is working on their mental state in that time in between, trying to relax a little bit.
Probably
how
some
about
special brownies too. I mean, medicinal, of course.
I mean, hey, you're out in California. It's legal there.
They can deliver it by Uber.
And you know what? In the intervening 10 years, it's legal in New England now, too. So,
State of New England.
the state of New England.
State of New England.
Yeah, sorry for anyone new in the chat. This story takes place in the fictional state of New England. There is no subdivisions. It is just the one state. Nell,
Yeah.
how have the last 10 years gone for you? And kind of what are you doing a month before all of this?
Sure. So I think in the intervening years, Nell kept up with her music, and I think she probably attended an Ivy League school somewhere on the East Coast. And I think she's now a composer, kind of as like her day job, and plays her violin regularly. I also think that the inklings of powers that she had when she was a little kid have grown quite a bit with each kind of passing year. I think they got a little bit stronger. And I'm playing as a spooky. So that kind of fits in well with the sort of extrasensory stuff that she had as a kid, and it's just only grown since then. And I think she doesn't live in Pillory, but she lives maybe like an hour in New England, we'll say. And she hasn't been home to Pillory in a while. There was an accident a few months back, I think, maybe almost a year ago, and I think this can kind of transition into the scene, as after she opens up this invitation to this reunion, she goes and she plays on her violin, and the camera sort of sees this like purple and black swirling energy kind of just like coming out of her as she's playing, and the color of the purple and the black kind of takes her back to the last time she was in Pillory. And she was showing Megan this really cool thing that she could do, where she could like summon fire with her hands, and it turned purple, and the power got away from her, and it ended up scorching Megan. And And Nell has never forgiven herself, and she has stayed away from her family since then in fear that she would hurt somebody. And as she's sitting here playing her violin, she's kind of just contemplating like if she should go back and if it's worth it, and who she might be putting in danger if she does go back. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
No, that's fantastic. I wanted to ask what, or I guess Nell might not even be totally aware.
Yeah.
What was the scope of the injury to Megan?
Yeah, so I think it was mostly localized on like one side of her body. So I think like some of her face got a little burned, probably like her shoulder got pretty badly injured. Probably had to get lots of skin grafts. Pretty serious. So yeah.
I muted myself so the audience didn't hear you guys did. So just to explain the reactions of everyone.
I was ready to play it cool, but my co-host
Your eyebrows went up. It was loud, okay? I knew it was going to be
You did it
loud.
right into the mic, so...
Even when I'm not anywhere near the
lean
mic,
in.
it still picks it out.
Wow. But anyway, so that I think it was pretty severe. I think Megan is, mostly okay these days, but I think Nell has pretty much shut herself out from most people.
Yeah.
And is afraid of kind of these powers and how much they've grown, and yeah,
I definitely think, ever since Megan has tried to reach out to you, and I think there just hasn't been any motion on that from Nell, it sounds like. Perfect. I also, one last thing then, since you had distanced yourself from the town, I imagine then if you are going to the reunion, you probably didn't tell anyone, but also kind of what compelled you to come back for it? Yeah.
I think
aside from plot reasons that we do need to get everybody together.
To come back. No, I kind of feel like it's for her. It's like her last hurrah. I think she kind of thinks that her powers are going to consume her one way or the other, and I kind of think she's like, back when I was a kid, it was one of the times that I actually enjoyed myself and who I was, and so I think she wants to go back to where she was happiest, even though this little dark storm cloud would never admit to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So we move forward a month in time as we get closer to the event. It is at 2:30 p.m. It's supposed to kick off in the school's... So they're sort of just hosting it in the school's cafeteria. I think even you might have seen back in your time during when you were in the high school that they would have alumni sort of events where they would keep students out of that area, set up some streamers, maybe a little disco ball for flavor, that sort of thing, and make it feel festive, but separate from the school's activities. Plus 2:30 is just around the time when school's getting out. The students will be leaving. The building should be pretty free and clear anyway. Obviously the three of you arrive. Do you go straight to the school, or do you hit up anywhere else in town? Basically trying to suss out if there's any other scenes we have before this, or if we just skip straight there.
Nell might have stopped at her old probably abandoned now little nook in the library that was hidden, and see if it's still there. Just for old time's sake.
I think you poke around in there. The library has largely switched over to being a computing space. There's a bunch of desktops and Macs and stuff all set up. And the stacks of books themselves have all migrated to maybe 1/3 the size they used to take up. They're still filled with books, but the total footprint of that has definitely been scaled down. And so that little area of sort of disuse that you had converted to your nook, that has all been cleaned out, cleared out. Those stacks are full now. The rest of them have been removed, and there's a bunch of computers where they once were.
Gotcha.
I'd like to add that Flynn certainly would have made a generous donation to the school to make sure that it's not like outdated tech anymore. Like they've got modern computer machines.
Computer machines. Yep.
It's one of those things
Computer
where
machines.
like you gave the donation and like earmarked the purpose, and then the school like contracted out to make it happen. And you can tell this library, like, it's kind of interesting to see how the times have changed in the last 10 years, rather than this really feeling like a library in the truest book-centered sense. It's much more become this multimedia space as, with each passing year, the world changes a little bit. How we read and write and take in knowledge changes as well.
Flynn, what's your last name again? Is it Jacobson or
Jacobson? Yeah.
Jacobson. Yeah, I think Nell just kind of sees like all the tech and is like, this is Jacobson written all over it. But she'll kind of acknowledge it. And
I think Vix would have had her minder, really her driver, but she thinks he's just minding her. Take her to the cemetery, so she just say hi to Leon, have a drink, pour out some alcohol, tidy up the grave, kind of thing.
Yeah. Do you leave any flowers of any kind, or do you just like pour out a shot?
Pour out a shot. I don't think Leon is into flowers.
No.
Dead things.
He feels like the type where you pour one out, leave the cup there, and tidy up the site. Love that. You then head to the school after that. Flynn, anything for you? Little micro bits before arrival?
No, I feel like maybe he timed up his flight to just like rush right to the school. I'll visit mom like the day after or whatever. I'm probably staying with her.
That makes sense. Did you drop your bags off first, or you still got them like in the car?
I think that Flynn is a pretty light traveler. I think what he carries with him is his tech stuff.
Flashlight.
And he'll definitely. I guess fair enough. Like his monster hunting equipment. It's in his car. I've got a car.
Okay.
Shit, but I flew here. God damn it.
You flew the car here?
I flew the car here.
I flew it's 2025, so flying cars, obviously, a thing.
It's advanced a lot.
I was just thinking Flynn is, tech magnate.
Yeah.
He had his car flown here.
Yeah.
So it would be here when he arrived.
He's the Elon Musk of our universe.
No.
He invented flying
not
cars.
evil.
He doesn't have to be. He could
Drink.
Oh, I'm out of drinks.
And he just bought a social media company that he's running into the ground. No, obviously not. That's not true.
Perfect. The three of you, I think you all time it to be there actually like a little bit earlier, like maybe 5 minutes before. It's like 2:25. And you see each other in the hallway. You haven't seen anybody else in the school yet. I say that. Maybe you've seen like a handful of students who are like, packing up a little bit late. They're going to be like walking home or whatever. It's not that this place has been empty particularly, but it's been emptying out. People have been leaving for the day. And you see each other in the hallway. Like you each come from kind of different angles. The cafeteria, quite sensibly, is fairly centrally located in the building, which otherwise is kind of like a big cube. So, you come from different hallways and see each other there at the corner by the big doors. Do you have, like, this is maybe like your first time in years seeing each other. It's kind of funny for the three of you to meet together like this. Let's just get like a little bit of like reaction from each of you before you might go in.
Well, I just want to point out that Vix would have a walking stick, but otherwise appear normal. Just maybe have a limp. No one knows yet.
Hey guys, what's up?
Not too much. Flynn, how you been?
Uh, yeah, pretty good.
Cool.
Been better.
Yeah, what's going on?
I think car crash.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
Sorry to hear that. Do you need any help? Are you
Serious?
okay?
I got a guy in the car. I'll be fine.
A guy in the car?
Yeah, he drives. My
That sounds
boss said I needed.
Serious.
I'm not clear to drive yet, so
Oh.
we'll ride my bike.
Okay.
Sorry to hear about
Well-
that. Hopefully on the mend soon.
Yeah, I'll be fine. It's good. It's good.
What you guys been up to? I haven't talked to you in years.
Stuff.
Yeah, I started a company. Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
no
You
big
go.
deal.
You
No, you go.
no.
I mean, car crash, right? That sucks.
Well, yeah, I've already said. But it's your turn. Go.
You
I
started, a company?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to brag about it.
That's pretty big news.
Yeah. What about you?
Just playing my violin. Pretty simple.
Oh,
I
you
like
get
things
you still play?
simple.
That's cool. That's great. Do you play in like a band or like an orchestra? Or...
No, I'm a composer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, sometimes I'll still play in the local circuits, but there's not a lot in New England.
I know some people at Disney. If you want to like write some like
Oh
they-
my
looking
god!
for the new Star Wars project.
Of course you would know somebody at Disney. I mean, yeah, I'll take your card. Do you have a card? I have a card.
I'll airdrop it to you. I'll split
Oh
it
my
to you.
God.
I don't have a card, but I have some photos I can sign to give to the fans. So what's your company called?
It's Bear Corp.
Bear Corp.
Wait, is that what I said?
Bear
Did I,
Tech.
did I mess it up already?
Yeah.
Bear Tech.
Bear Twerk,
Yeah.
Bear Tech Corp.
It's called Bear Tech Corp. It's like a
Bear.
it's like a blockchain algorithm. Like you have to figure out how all the chains block together, and
Yeah.
it's security for modern systems, and you get it. Easy,
No, not
easy
even
stuff.
a little.
Uh,
Easy. Yeah. Not my cup of tea, but glad you're enjoying it.
Vix, what are you doing these days other than car crashes?
wrestling on TV.
Oh, that's
shit!
cool.
How did I miss that?
I don't know. I mean, it's on cable.
You
My
kicking their
two-
ass?
Yeah. The storyline is if they come for the boss, the head of the organization, I beat their asses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Julian's pretty cool.
That's cool. I've got some friends that think of TV wrestling as like modern day Shakespeare.
Well, it does get quite soap operatic. Lots of sleeping with each other, rivalry.
Wow.
You know,
Sounds right up your alley.
yeah, totally.
You start hearing some like soft music playing from the cafeteria, and you see like the telltale. There's a little bit of a gap between the bottom of the doors and the room itself. They're closed right now. There's a sign on it for the reunion though, and you see like the little specks of moving white light from the disco ball or whatever set up inside.
Cool.
Well, should we head in?
Sure. Gotta check it out.
Got nothing else to do.
Yeah, the three of you push inside, and when you do so, you can see that this is the cafeteria of your youth. The three of you spent many days at one of those tables, right there off to the left by the far side where the windows to the courtyard are. You can see that there are streamers kind of hung throughout the space in school colors. There's a big Pillory reunion sign. And on the far side of the room, there is a couple of speakers that have been set up and like a little DJ station where you can see the record revolving. Some kind of music is playing over the speakers. It's Papa Roach. Sorry. Before this, we were talking about some of that when we were leading up to this. So
It was my fault.
Yeah, Ian's
Or
fault.
was it
Ian was singing. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah,
right?
it was your welcome, actually. Wasn't your fault.
Trixie Pelkiwi. It is not the BJ station, it's the DJ station. It's a disc jockey station.
If it wasn't held at school, maybe it could have been a BJ station. But because it is, it's a DJ station.
I mean, New England's a pretty progressive place.
The state of New England.
The state of New England. There are a series of tables set up. However, the doors, click behind you, and as you step in, the three of you are currently like alone in this space. Nobody else seems to be here yet. And then a few moments later, there's like a disco ball that is like slowly spinning in the middle. It's like projecting the shimmery white and sort of iridescent lights around the space, which is already like fairly well lit from not even the lights overhead, although I think there are some fluorescents in here, but there are big windows on one wall that faces the courtyard. The rest of them are interior walls, so there are no windows, but those large windows are taking in lots of light from the outside. But you notice when you go in, you've been inside the building for a little while leading up to here. Of course, you had a short conversation there in the hallway where there weren't any windows immediately near you. You can see that it's starting to get a little bit darker outside. It's like in the mid-afternoon. That's not what happens on a normal day, but it's starting to get a little bit darker outside, and the fluorescents all kick off in the room. The disco ball, however, does stay on. Flynn, I strongly suggest spending one of your hold on investigating this, since we already have some on the table.
Sure, yeah. I'm going to say what is being concealed here.
Yeah.
It's always a good one.
And we've already had the roll, so we already know this is a good roll. Flynn, leading up to this, you had done your fair share of research, especially given your background in the astronomy club. I think you actually just got an email about this, and it's in this moment that the fact that there is a solar eclipse today and the fact that it was your reunion today had not overlapped. But 2025, 2024 in our world, but I moved it forward a year. There is one of the largest solar eclipses, complete solar eclipses, to pass over the United States and across through New England as well. That has, happened in, a decade or more. I can't remember when the last one is, but this is like a pretty big event for those people who care about such things. And timing wise, I'll say you actually know that the total eclipse is supposed to start around 3:20. Around 3:20. It's a little after 2:30 now when the event was supposed to start, but the eclipse proper, the sun starts to darken.
Oh no!
So it's already starting to get darker outside as as the Earth's shadow begins to eclipse the sun. No, it is the moon's shadow. I got that reversed. As the moon begins to eclipse the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So what is being concealed here? Quite literally, the sun is being concealed here.
Nice.
This afternoon is an eclipse, a solar eclipse, and that is happening here in Pillory. And Pillory, of course, because there are never any clouds overhead, that's not why the sky is darkening. It's darkening because the moon is getting in the way.
Mm-hmm. And you said that all the lights in this place got like shut off.
Yeah. Also, all of the fluorescents in here went off. So all that you have left is the slowly dimming light outside and the disco ball spinning in the middle.
I hand out eclipse glasses to my 2 old friends.
I hand out special brownies to my 2 old friends.
I hand out an eye roll to my 2 friends.
The music keeps playing in the room. And you notice that the color and hue of the disco ball, the light stemming from it, start to change.
I was waiting for this.
One might even say they start to blue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It is, I would categorize as sunset lighting in here. As the sky is beginning to darken outside, you have some rays still being cast coming in from those outer windows. But even then, there are like some blinds that do block even some of that. So it's very diffuse in here. The fluorescents have cut out, and this disco ball is spinning with little pinpricks of blue light cast about the space, causing the whole space to have this otherworldly feel and glow to it. How's everybody feeling about that?
Not good.
Not great, Bob.
Tired. Really, really tired. Like, again. Now.
Yeah, I think Nell is just kind of like, oh, of course. Can Nell use the sight to see if she sees anything beyond this bluish hue?
Yeah, you're welcome to try. Do you have a move specific for that, or would that be...
It's just something I can see invisible, especially spirits and magical influences. I can communicate with the spirits that I see, and they give me opportunities to spot clues when you investigate a mystery. So anything that might be beyond like normal sight.
Yeah, you said it gives you what for investigate a mystery?
Just if I can see any spirits affected by it, and I can they can spot extra clues or spirits you see, and they give you more opportunities to spot clues when you investigate a mystery.
Okay, so you just get, it's a narrative hook.
Yeah, pretty much.
How about you can either, depending on what kind of answers you're looking for, either investigate a mystery or read a bad situation and apply that.
Let's see here.
Does this look like anything to us? Do we see you using this ability?
A third eye grows on her forehead.
No, I think if anything, like her eyes maybe flash for the briefest moment, like just like a purple hue. Could have been a trick of the light. You're not sure.
The light in here is strange.
Yeah, right. Okay, what questions can I ask? We'll roll first. Okay, that's good. So that's a 9 on the dice plus 1, so 10.
Nice. Are you thinking read a bad situation or investigate a mystery?
Yeah, let me see. Let's do read a bad situation at this moment. So I'm kind of just looking around. So I can ask 3 questions. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? I'll ask that one first.
Yeah. I think you instinctively, you're not too far into the room, you bring your hand back and you try the handle for the doors you just came in through. The doors are locked. So you are, one danger you haven't noticed is that, or at least until now, is that those doors were one way. You are now locked in this space with this light.
Okay.
Great.
Fucking great. Other question. What's my best way out?
Well, there are windows. You are on the first floor here. So it's not a huge tumble if you wanted to break one of those and climb out that way. Also, I think that the cafeteria here does connect into like a kitchen space, and presumably that would have some kind
Some sort
of
exit.
some kind of exit of its own, especially for like bringing in supplies for the cafeteria and the like. So, but that's not something you can immediately see. You would just instinctively
Just
know that
know
that has to be
yeah.
there somewhere.
Last hold, I guess. What's the biggest threat?
For now, you know what this light can do if you start taking it in.
Yeah.
So I think that would be the biggest threat is the hold that a familiar face, the hold that a familiar could have on you, that a familiar influence.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think immediately this is processing through Nell's head as she's kind of taking in this information, and I think she's just like, shut your eyes or blind yourself. It's fucking Yonder again.
I think we all figured that out. What are you calling yourself these
Doors
days?
are locked, by the way.
Oh, great. Well, I've got a flashlight in the car, but it's not going to help us much while we're stuck in here.
Nope. I ate the
Might be
brownie.
able to get through the cafeteria.
Vick eats one of the brownies.
Just stress eating pot brownies.
I can't do this sober.
Just give me a quick act under pressure for that. Just
Me? Which is
Yeah,
a cool,
yeah, I just-
right?
yeah, this is plus cool.
And I have a +1 forward from the audience.
Yeah, excellent.
10,
Just want to know how that's
11,
gonna
12.
influence the situation.
12.
12. Oh yeah, no, you're fine. It's just a brownie. It's fine. you're feeling loose in a good way, not in a hyperfixation or disassociative way.
So what are we doing?
Well, go for it.
I feel like I would head to the place where I said that I would meet up with my support group. If just like, I'm like, oh, like if this is happening now, like, and I told people to come here, I'm the one that is responsible for those people, so I'm worried about them. So
Yeah. Where did you say
Flynn
you would meet with them? Because like if this room was being used for the reunion, maybe like a different place at the school or nearby.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. If we're stuck in here,
Wouldn't it also be after the reunion?
yeah, you're probably right. Okay, then, shoot. I mean, I kind of want to use my other investigative mystery hold, if that's cool.
What is it?
Just go
Let's
ahead
get
and get in there. I want to know, where did it go? I want to know where. I want to target.
Where?
And I don't know how my prior research would help me there, but
Let me think. Give me a little bit more description. Where did it go is the question.
yeah.
But kind of what's the heart of Flynn here? What is Flynn trying to figure out?
Flynn's trying to figure out, there's always a source. And Flynn is trying to figure out what is creating this effect.
Yeah, Flynn, I think you run over and like keeping your eyes shielded from the light. You'd already picked out like a path to the DJing equipment or whatever from across, and I think you make the safe assumption that probably whatever that is hooked up to the only other equipment you can see in the room. So you made your way over to it, and you can see that on all of the equipment, all of them have the insignia, the descriptor, Schaefer Semiconductor. That seems to be where all of this tech was made.
Schaefer Semiconductor.
Yeah, SCHAEFER, Semiconductor.
Oh.
And something I would say, especially Flynn would probably know, we'll lean this into kind of your pre-investigation. Schaefer Semiconductor is, at this point, the main thing keeping Pillory going. They opened up a fab here a few years ago, making circuits. And at this point, probably 40-50% of the town is employed with Schaefer. So it's unsurprising that they would be the ones who had made the equipment here.
Okay. Nell, do you know a way out of here?
Yeah, probably the cafeteria. We can sneak through. There might be a way to get out just through there. If we keep going to the kitchens.
Meanwhile, Vix
right.
has picked up a chair and thrown it through a window.
That also works.
Amazing.
Might need
there's-
help climbing out the window, though. Look down at League.
Yeah, Nell will like take off like her sweatshirt and put it so that we don't get glass on, cut ourselves, and we'll put it over the window and try to help fix out.
You break the window. I don't even think there needs to be a roll for doing that or climbing out. Those are things that, especially Vix as a
wrestler,
semi-pro wrestler,
I'm used
can
to throwing
probably
chairs.
break a window.
Just a bit of cursing. She gets stuck. God, fuck, damn it, shit.
The three of you climb through the window, the broken window, into the courtyard. As I said, it faces this inner courtyard. The building itself is like a big square. The structure itself is sort of like a cube. The courtyard is in the middle. You can see windows on all sides that are, natural light that gets into the hallways and classrooms that border this space. And you notice in each of those windows, the blinds are down, but you see the shape of people who are standing at each of those windows, staring into the courtyard.
I mean, I had a brownie, but are those actual people?
Fortunately, I think they are.
They look like people to me.
From where
well,
you
I
are
guess
currently, there is, to the left and to the right, there is a door on either end of the courtyard where people could come in from either wing of the school. Nobody's there currently, but those doors would be where people would come should they start arriving here.
If I look at the eclipse with my eclipse glasses, is there anything particular about it?
I mean, nothing weird yet. It's about, at this point, 240. Totality for the eclipse doesn't start until 320. So I think you can see a little bit of browning on one side and maybe the hint of a sliver of the side of the moon. But otherwise, the sun is just darker. It's just not as bright.
Okay, well, look, guys. Last time this happened, it was surrounding what? A solar event, a celestial
lunar
event,
eclipse.
right?
Yep.
So, pretty easy conclusion to draw. The timing here is not a
Same shit
coincidence.
again. Yep.
So I don't know if you guys have been keeping tabs on the town since we left, but there's a big company here now. It employs a lot of people. Called Schaefer.
Checks nuts.
I know. I wish my notes weren't like a 90-degree turn from
Why do
my
you
mic.
keep looking behind you?
Just in case
Who's
it's someone
behind you,
behind him. He's paranoid.
They're following us. Schaefer Semiconductors. I think they made a lot of the equipment that is powering this reunion. I think that this blue effect is coming from them. I worry that might be our next destination.
Was their headquarters or whatever? Their warehouse?
Yeah, it's around here somewhere.
Makes sense.
So just so we're
Blackberry
clear,
Street or something.
solar eclipse, blue light on a disco ball, we're going to Schaefer to kick ass? Is that the plan?
I mean, I guess so. We can't let Yonder get his influence over more people. It's, I mean, think of how it's affect our lives and yeah. What's up?
I think we might be a bit late on this one. It's probably had the whole 10 years.
Yeah. We never did find that lens.
Yeah, that was I swear we put it right there, but we couldn't find it. So I don't. Maybe somebody took it.
Maybe
Yeah,
Schaefer
you
took
see-
it. With a Schaefer.
You start to see the forms of people leaving those windows, and then moments later you hear the click click of the crash bars into the courtyard being hit as people start to stream in from either side. They're all dressed in simple black suits, and all of them are wearing almost masquerade style face masks over their top half that you can see by the film over them that they clearly are like designed for solar viewing. They've got those sort of polarized darkened films, so you can't properly see their eyes. And there's probably 4 that have come in from one side at this point, another 3 or 4, we'll say it's 4, make it even, so it's 8 in total that have made their way into the courtyard now. And they seem to be coming towards you. Their body language does not seem pleasant.
Don't like these guys. Can I just tune in?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Oh, plus weird. That's a 10.
Nice.
Again.
We're rolling good today.
Yeah. Weird's good for me. So I can attune my mind to a monster or minion.
Yeah.
And on a 10, I get to hold 3 questions, and I can spend them to ask following and gain +1 ongoing while acting on the answers. What's it planning to do right now?
Yeah, you focus in on the closest of these figures. We're going to give him a name. As you connect with him, you feel the presence of 2 forces. One unfamiliar, this guy, we're going to call him Leonard. And then one familiar. You sense that pressure along your sort of frontal lobe, that place where Yonder lives right behind your eyes. You sense that infecting presence once more. And never before, even when you kind of synced up to bear a little bit, have you felt this level of closeness. These 2 are like hand in hand inside of here, not even like truly split. You sense and are able to distinguish between the 2 of them because of your prior experience with Yonder, but Yonder is very well ingrained with this individual, this Leonard, and in a flash you start getting details about who he is and what he's trying to do. What was the questions you wanted to ask?
So yeah, what is it planning to do right now?
Yeah.
Is one of them.
Leonard is here to kill you.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Kind of had a feeling. And this is Leonard just this one of these people that's in
Yeah,
front of me?
I mean, okay. I figured rather than like attuning to 8 minds at the same time, you just pick the closest guy.
Now I'm wondering if I should.
Do you tell us?
Yeah, I think as she's continuing to like process this information, this guy's name's Leonard and he's gonna kill us, so we might want to act fast.
Good to know. Have any of you killed a person before?
Have you killed a person before?
I'm not at liberty to say. And I'll
Well,
take
then
a
why would
swig
I-
from my flask.
Vix is not allowed to talk about pending litigation.
I have 2 more questions that I can ask, and I'm not sure if they're even going to be helpful. Is there a way for me to ask David, where is the creature right now, but specifically like Yonder, like where is he most potent?
Yeah, absolutely. You tune in a little bit closer, and you sense that with furtive glances between them, it appears actually that the polarization of these lenses does not affect the ability for the light to move between their eyes. The polarization seems to be filtering out certain spectrums of light and not Yonder's. And they keep like looking between each other, and like they're able to share information at a glance. There's kind of a twofold thing here. One is that Yonder appears to like almost like you would have in a wireless network, be able to intercommunicate between these folks, despite them being, physically distant from each other and not like saying anything aloud. They're able to communicate like this with these glances instead. And then, secondly, that you can feel it in the air, this like heaviness about you. And I think actually for you, because of your synesthesia, you can like see almost like this whole area. There's like, from your perspective, like fog coming up from the ground, there is this blue malaise, this haze, both in energy and also in visual certainty, this obfuscation. There's something like guiding all of them, and you can sense that Yonder is obviously part of that, and that this emanates from somewhere. I think if you were able to get like a higher position and like look properly at the town, you could have a good idea of where it was coming from.
Okay, cool. I have one more, and then I swear we can fight things. Let's see. How could I attract its attention? Might just be a good thing to know.
I think you can tell that, what you sense from Leonard is this nervous urgency. And you tease it apart. The 8 of these, you would extrapolate it to the rest of them. These folks are here to kill you because they're scared of you. So if you're trying to attract their attention, like, do something that makes them even more scared.
Okay. Yeah, I think Vix, you ask, have you killed people before? And you guys look over at Nell, and her hand just like lights up with like this like kind of purple fire, and she's like, not people. And I think we'll just like throw like a little gout of fire like at Leonard's like feet.
Yeah.
To try to like push him back and be like, we have to get some more pie. And we'll try to kind of skirt away from these people.
Yeah. I mean, if you're throwing a spurt of fire, that sounds like some kind of use magic. Do you have a specific move for it? Or?
I do. I have the big whammy. I can use my powers to kick some ass, and I roll plus
Hell
wings
yeah.
and a plus tough.
Nice.
Love that. And I'm going to give you a +1 forward, basing this off the information you just got.
Oh, yeah.
And a +1 from the audience.
Oh, so +2.
Okay. So then I roll... that's just a 7. So it's kick ass. So trade harm is normal or whatever.
Yeah. You light Leonard's feet on fire, and he like stumbles to the side. But another one of the figures, they seek this opening that he's now made, and they like dive at you. And I think they like grab you. And when they grab hold of you, their strength is like unnatural. You feel your bones like pop a little bit in your ankle where they grab around, trying to hold you in place. Yes, Sero.
Can I protect someone?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
My -1 forward from the audience. Thank you, audience.
Hey.
8 - 1 = 7. Plus tough = 9.
Nice. On a 7+, you protect them okay, but you'll suffer some or all of the harm they were going to get. So instead, I think describe for me, how do you get Nell out of harm's way and they're going to get you instead?
Well, I think Vix would use a signature move, so she would have grabbed Nell by the wrist and spun her around behind her, effectively switching places with her after she had pew.
Yeah, a technical and well-practiced bodyguard maneuver. And instead, they dive around your ankles. It's funny because they grab both of them, and they grab the prosthetic and squeeze, and you feel nothing. They grab your other ankle and squeeze, and you feel your bones pop a little bit, to the tune of 2 harm.
Okay, I've got 1 armor, so 1 harm.
Nice. Excellent.
Also, did that count as successfully protecting someone?
Yeah, that's a success.
Okay, I give a +1 to nearby hunter. So I will say that inspired Flynn somehow and gives him a +1.
Yeah, Flynn, these suited figures are closing in on you. One has Vick's by the ankle. Nell has said that you need to get to higher ground. You can, well, I would say if you want to find a particular route out, you might need to read a bad situation, or you could just try to take some action, fight, whatever you want to do.
We're in a courtyard, so we're surrounded by building.
Yes.
Higher ground, is it possible? Oh, I mean, I guess I could read a bad situation, but is it possible to climb up anywhere? Or
I don't know. You could read a bad situation.
Sorry, another question. How do we want use magic to function here? Is there like what are the
What are the
rules?
limitations? Yeah.
What are the
Great question.
Yeah.
I think that anything that you can kind of root narratively in your character's background or story, I'm happy to incorporate. If you get into like big magic territory, of course, we might talk what kind of supplies you need or something for that. But as far as style of magic, I don't think we've like really. Clearly, there is some like supernatural space shit going on. But like, if that's the case, and also if New England is a state, I mean, anything could be true, right? So.
Right. Yeah, I think that Flynn has been preparing himself for another encounter such as this, and he has been studying many, many ways to create bright lights should he find himself without his flashlight, like right now. And I don't know if this is what. Well, I feel like what I'm trying to do is view another time when the sun was very bright, but maybe in doing so, like barring a place, or I'm trying to like repel these people so we can get back a little. Like
Yeah, I
some
feel like
distance.
I'll say, given the equipment they're wearing, which is designed for like viewing of sunlight, at least in the case of where it's reduced in this case of eclipse. Should you be successful in that, I would say the most you could probably get is like they would be kind of like dazed or confused. But like this wouldn't. In the past, if you've had like exposure to lots of direct light, you've been able to kind of get Yonder out completely. But these all they're wearing some kind of protection against that kind of attack. So
Right.
the sudden bright light would be enough to
Fair.
maybe confuse or cause some issues for them, but it wouldn't
Stun
stop them
them.
permanently.
Yeah.
But it could give you
Sure,
the
yeah,
opportunity.
I think
you need.
The glasses are a good point. Maybe I would think that that's not like a total, like that's not a good move right now. So yeah, I think I will kind of read a bad situation, try and figure out how to get higher or get out.
Sure. Let's get the roll. And then, do you have any pluses or minuses from the audience?
He has a
I have
plus
one.
one.
+1. Yeah.
We have 3 luck each as a reminder to everyone.
Yeah.
Good point. Okay. Sharp. That's a 9.
9, nice. On a 9 read bad situation, you get to hold 1.
Indeed. Yeah. What's my best way out?
Yeah. So here in the courtyard, your most immediate way out, I would say, would be back through the window you just came through. But beyond that, the door is locked and there's other hurdles to cross at that point. However, as far as like getting to the higher ground that Nell talked about, there are a series of large drainage pipes on either side of the courtyard, but specifically kind of at a 90 degree from the doors themselves. So there's one on the wall behind you. They're like large enough for they're probably like main sewer lines or main water lines for the whole building, probably sewage. So like they're big, thick pipes. They're easy enough to get your hands around. You could probably scale and climb your way up. It's only a 2-story building. I say only a 2-story building. Like that's, still not some serious parkour shit, but
Right.
that's probably the fastest way up out of here. Otherwise, your cleanest exit would probably just be back through the window you came through, and then trying to find a way through the building otherwise.
I think I would start trying to climb that weather vane.
Yeah. That's probably going to be an act under pressure then.
Is this a... I'm going to sound like Cap here if anyone's a Shrimp and Crits fan. Is this a monstrous weather vane? Because I have just another day and I get plus weird instead of cool if it's a monster. phenomenon or mystical effect.
I would say that the acting under pressure you're doing here is in opposition to a very mystical threat.
Nice.
So yeah, sure, I would allow.
Not the weather
Hell
vane
yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
You start climbing and it transforms.
Well, then I'll roll plus weird instead of -1, which is good.
Great.
It helps.
And that's a 10.
Nice. You do what you set out to do. Yeah, you're scaling your way up. Vix, Nell, what are you up to?
I think I see a Flynn climbing up, and I'm probably going to try to follow after and try to maybe give some cover with some more big whammy flaming stuff.
Yeah.
I'm so eloquent.
Well, here's what I'll say. If you're trying to provide cover with Big Whammy, then we'll treat it less as exchange of harm and more as
magic?
kind of... Yeah. Well, I would say that... Let's see.
If I'm like trying to bar people from a place.
Yeah,
or
that feels more like use magic. You're trying to like bar their approach.
Okay. Let's roll use magic. And I have a +1 for it, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So then that's 10.
Magic works without issue. Choose your effect. Bar them from entry, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to cover our escape.
You throw down a what starts as a thin line of purple fire, but anytime any of them get closer to it, it flares up and they kind of stumble backwards from it. However, there is one that is beyond that defensive line, and that is the one whoever was behind Leonard. We're going to call this one
Sheldon?
Freddy.
Freddy.
Oh, Freddy. Yeah, Freddy has grabbed hold of Vix's leg. But the others are currently barred from entry. Nell, if you'd like, you could start trying to climb, or you could try to help Vix. But also, I want to know, Vix, what you're up to.
Well, I've got my walking stick. It's going to go right in his face. Down.
That's going to be kick some ass, it sounds to me.
Yep. Oh, I've got a +1 forward. 6, 7, 8 plus tough 19.
Yeah.
Nice. 10 plus, you choose an extra effect to gain the advantage, inflict terrible harm, suffer less harm, or force them where you want them.
I want to force them away from me.
Nice.
I'll probably try and get him in the eye.
What's the harm rating on your
walking
your
stick?
stick?
I don't know. What do you want to give it?
An improvised weapon.
What's the harm on a baseball bat? Anybody know? Comparable.
2? 1 or 2?
I mean, she was good with a baseball bat, but she's going to stab down with it to get the, try and impale him.
2 harm hand looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then, we'll say 2 harm. This would be an exchange of harm because it's kick some ass. And you're going to force them where you want them. This is both of you will take 2 harm. In your case, that's reduced to 1. They're like, as you pry their grip off of you, like I feel like first you felt like one of your bones pop out of place, and now when they get pulled and pushed off, you feel like pop back into place, but it still like really hurts. Your ankles. This was your good ankle.
Yeah, it's good again.
Yeah, and you wedge your walking stick right in this guy's eye socket. It's gory and unpleasant, and he rolls across on the ground in front of you, away from you as you force him where you want them. Do you force him like onto the fire?
There's a fire? Yeah, sure, totally. Of course. That's what Vic's planned to do the whole time.
Yeah. You stab his eye. He like covers it with one hand. His mask has like cracked in there unpleasantly. And he's rolled across the ground now over the defensive line of fire that Nell made. And with a jet. Have all of you seen The Princess Bride?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the scene with the rats of unusual size where they like put them over the fire spout and then he like starts squealing. It's like that, but with a human. It's awesome.
I think that brings up bad memories for Nell, and she's she starts climbing and trying to block it out.
Yeah, Vix, you're also free to start climbing. For both of you, that'll be an act under pressure to get out of here.
For Vix, she's going to toss the walking stick up to Flynn, and she's going to use her upper body strength to haul herself up that drain pipe. Is that still an act under pressure?
I mean, it's still definitely an act under pressure. I do think you have the upper body strength to make it possible.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a cool, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 10, just.
Oh,
Wow, lots of tens.
yeah. You do what you set out to do.
Yep.
You've done this with rope, hundreds of times, where you just pull yourself up. So hand over hand, you bring yourself up to the top.
She could probably
Nell,
walk
how'd
on
you
her hands instead of
Oh,
on her
sorry,
bare
I'm
foot,
rolling
but
act
yeah.
under pressure.
Yes. That's
Okay.
right.
Sorry. 7.
Nice. You'll get a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. I think this one's going to be simple. Unless you burn luck on this, you're going to take a -1 forward because you're going to be the last one up, and the whole way up, you're just going to hear this guy screaming as he's on fire down below. And it's going to be like a heavy reminder to Nell about the dangers that her powers pose.
You do have 3 luck.
Yeah. Oh, really? 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
We all
I'll take
do.
a look.
Good luck.
I'll take a look.
Now, our luck specials come into
It's
play
still
this
in the back
time,
of her
doesn't
mind,
it?
but she's like, I don't have time for that later.
Yeah. What's the luck special for the spooky?
My dark side's needs will get nastier.
Yeah. What are your dark side's needs?
Guilt, mood swings, and self-destruction.
Well, bear that in mind for yourself going forwards out of this scene.
Yeah.
And we'll carry on. The 3 of you make it to the roof. Up here, there are a series. Actually, wait. I can exit blue mode for now. We're no longer in immediate danger.
Yay.
Here on the roof, there are a series of like large boxes. These are like the big air conditioning units to help keep this whole building cool. There's, I think, only one, at least in building entrance. There's like a little kiosk basically that it's just all it has is a locked door that goes down and inside. Presumably there's probably some kind of fire escape on the outside of the building as well. Like you have to have 2 sorts of exits for this sort of thing. But I think this building is up to fire code. Vix.
Vix will pull out her cell phone and call up her minder and ask him to bring the car around.
What's your minder's name?
I think his name is Ramos.
Ramos. Ramos says, "Whatever you require, Vix." And the car, you hear the lot like behind the school. You hear the revving of this limo, which has too good of an engine in it for a limo. And he
It's Julian's
starts pulling
private
around the side
limo,
of the building.
so it's a good limo.
Yeah, Ramos is there. Vix, Flynn, Nell, you're here on the roof. You see kind of the flickering light of the fire from down below, the purple light, thankfully. And meanwhile, the sun is progressively getting more covered. I think time-wise, totality is at 3:20. We're probably around 2... But we were at 2:30 earlier, so we're getting close to
240 in
3,
the
so
courtyard.
we're probably like 250 right now, 250, 255, somewhere in there.
No. Okay.
I think as soon as Flynn is in a place where he can access his phone without being hurt by somebody, he is in his support group chat.
Yeah.
And he's warning them of the danger. The meat is off. But
Abort.
But he's also like says something like, might need your help, stand by, ping me if you learn anything. Because the network is like, it says detail up to 5 members with useful skills, but we don't need to detail them, I don't think. Useful skills related to what happened to them, but none of them are up for fighting monsters. That's the one stipulation. But it's like maybe there could be something that comes out of that. But I think right now he's just like, if anybody learns anything, ping me.
Yeah, actually, let's take a investigate a mystery. I'll give you, I will give you +1 forward on it because you've kind of had them assembled here, and this group specifically is, because of your experience on this forum together, like familiar with Yonder as a class of threat. And then basically we'll reserve those hold for, throughout, if you get some, of course. Then we'll reserve those for later, and basically that'll be them pinging you with information that they've been looking into or learn as the mystery progresses.
Great. Investigate a mystery, and I have a +1 forward. That is an 11. So I'll hold 2.
Nice. Hold 2. You can spend those whenever. Just let me know.
Cool.
So you're on the roof. You just
Now what?
escaped a series of people in suits and masquerade, and eclipse masquerade masks, who seem to be influenced by Yonder, bent on your death, which is a new thing, or maybe vaguely new. How's everybody feeling? What's going on up there?
Not great.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm the one injured.
Yeah. I meant mentally, not great. But I think Nell is like, we have to get. I need to be able to see there's blue light coming from somewhere below, but I don't know where.
How are we going to get higher than this?
I don't know. I mean, can I see anything from this vantage point, David, or do I need to get like higher?
I don't imagine that buildings are built terribly tall in this city. So I think here atop a 2-story building and high 2 stories at that, because like ceiling heights in schools are pretty good. They're pretty more in the 10 to 15 foot range, which is nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're high enough up that you could definitely do it. You'll probably need to do another
investigate or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did I use this? I used the tune in for that. So
is there a roll with tune in, or is it just sort of a?
No, you do. You rolled weird.
Okay.
And you can attune your mind to a monster or a minion. So
yeah, let's get that.
Okay. 11.
Nice. Wow, we're rolling so good. On 11, you do it? Is that the?
I have 3 holds.
Okay.
I can ask.
Yeah.
So one of them I think would be whatever I had asked last time that got me that blue the thing. I think it was, where is the creature right now, was the question I had asked.
Yeah. I think you look around you once again. You kind of clear your head. The sounds of the fire down below fades away. The hum of the air conditioners up here fades away, and you tune in to, for you, like the auditory sensation that you get when you think about the light of Yonder. And it's this oscillating hum that you start hearing in your ears, and you focus in on that. And when you open your eyes again, you see kind of flowing pools of that blue miasma all over the town. But there's like currents to it. It ebbs and it flows from particular places. And you see off to the side of town, in the foothills just below where the old observatory is, a huge swath of ground that previously was forest has been cleared and flattened. And you see a few, like there's a couple of rectangular ones. There's one with like a dome over it. There's several buildings over there, a complex of buildings that weren't here in your youth. This has been constructed since. And I don't imagine
really concentrated. Okay.
Yeah, it's a industrial complex of some kind. Us from context could probably say this is related to Schaefer Semiconductor, but I don't know if Nell knows anything about that. If you've been like distancing yourself from the town and
mostly just for the last year, but I've been here prior to that. So...
Okay, then actually you would know that like it's been a huge, big thing for the town. It's been massive for the economics here, and I think even like shortly before the fire incident with Megan, like she got offered a job there to do like product marketing and PR vids, that sort of stuff.
Stay away.
So you've like heard the name before, and you recognize like that there's a pooling of that energy over by Schaefer Semiconductor's fabrication facilities,
located where the observatory sort of used to be.
Well, it's like just below it. Yeah, it's like just below that area.
Gotcha. I think I know where we need to go. I think you were right, Flynn. That Schaefer industrial building, I can see a bunch of blue energy just sort of swirling around that place. drawing us in.
Well, I guess we got to get over there. This is God, this sucks. I really was looking forward. I mean, I know I didn't act super excited, but I was really looking forward to spending time with you guys. That wasn't, fighting fucking Yonder.
Yeah, it's not the best reunion, but it's the reunion we got. How the fuck are we gonna get out of here?
Well, I mean, Ramos is coming with the limo. You guys could jump down on it. I'm sure Julian wouldn't mind if there's a dent or two. I mean, he's done worse to it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go that way. Yeah, by the way, I sort of have like a lot of powers now, so just stand back if they could hurt you. I don't want you guys to get hurt.
That's okay. I'm pretty tough. I mean, the elephant in Thailand rolled on me, and that's how I fucked up my leg.
I wasn't gonna ask. I just saw you kind of limping. It wasn't a car accident, really. Yeah. Okay, we can talk about
wrestle
this, though.
elephants?
No, I was
That
on
is
holiday.
A really good question.
Yeah, you hear a soft beep beep from down below as Ramos is taking their position on that side of the building.
Is that your driver?
Yeah, Ramos, catch me.
Anything, Mrs. Vix?
It's Miss. I'm not married.
Anything, Miss Vix?
Thank you. Just launches herself off the roof.
Yeah. He was like looking up at the building because apparently you're on the roof and like you didn't necessarily mention that, and then you just jump off and he's like 10 or 15 feet to the right of where you're supposed to be, and he dives to catch you.
No.
Both of you end up in the same bushes that you once threw a guy out of the building into.
Yes.
Oh, this looks familiar.
Kevin callbacks. But yeah, he catches you. You've fallen from a great height, but into a soft-ish spot. How do the other two of you get down from there?
I look at Elle. Are we jumping?
I guess.
Jump on the roof of the limo.
Okay.
Do not do that.
Do
I'm
it.
getting conflicting instructions.
This is a rental.
No, it's not. It's Julian's.
I'm borrowing it from him.
He won't care. Like I said, he's done worse.
I think I'm gonna just try to jump down and see if I can. Yeah, I guess. Is there anything to break my fall?
There's the bushes. It's not going to be.
I'll use the bushes and just be like,
Yeah.
Fuck. Some reunion, right, Flynn? Jump down.
Definitely more eventful than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say for both Nell and Flynn, if you're just going to hop your way off into the bushes, either you can just accept one harm from like scratches and tumbling in the bushes, or because like in Vix's case, they're kind of a professional at jumping off of things.
Yeah.
They're a wrestler, and there's somebody to sort of try to
and
catch
you get
them.
the armor.
Yeah, and they got the armor anyway.
Yeah.
So otherwise, it'll be maybe an act under pressure to try to not get hurt in the process.
I'll try to act under pressure.
Or you could find another way down. There's probably other ways you could pursue.
I think Flynn would try to slide down a similar water storm drain that he climbed up.
Down pipe.
Wow, I rolled a 10 to act under pressure.
And you've got a plus
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
You hop
good
off.
to know for next time. I'll jump down and maybe just flavor it a little bit. Like I think she maybe uses like a little bit of her like psychic energy and like kind of like little force thing to kind of slow her fall, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you hop off, and then like a foot before you hit the ground, instead of your body continuing to accelerate into the earth, it like decelerates, and then you softly land on the heels of your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the
Flynn?
same thing, Sarah. And then
I'm gonna try to use magic to do one thing,
Yeah.
one thing beyond human limitations.
yeah, let's do it.
But I have to figure out what my. This is where I have to decide what my magic looks like, because I don't want
Yeah.
it to be like anything too over the top occult, because I don't feel like that's Flynn's vibe.
Mhm.
But at the same time,
Yeah, I
I
was
feel
gonna say,
like
could you do like an Iron Man tech
Do
type
actual
thing?
Iron Man tech.
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, well, I don't want it to be like tech, not magic, but
Sure.
maybe it's a little column A, little like I've developed some weird things.
Magic
Magic tech. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. So
Well, this is specifically beyond human limitations. It also could be some kind of like physical enhancement in some way. Something.
You're a cyborg.
Oh, yeah.
Cyborg
Yeah.
Flynn is pretty cool.
I take some. I take a daily magic, but also vitamin supplement. And this is a roll to see if it's gonna actually help me sustain this fall.
Awesome. Yeah, use magic.
Amazing. Ooh. Oh, but I have +2. That's 7.
Nice. It works imperfectly. What's your effect and glitch?
So the effect is beyond limitation. My glitch is. I feel like this is kind of cheating, but short duration. I'm just gonna take the fall and then. Good to go.
Then
Yeah.
you can't use it again.
I think how we'll interpret that then is you hop off and like you experience certain training when you're like hopping out of planes for how to properly land, even with the chute, like how to properly like bend your knees, roll, really just pass that momentum on forwards in a way that's less damaging to the body. And Flynn, like you feel your muscles almost like move on your own. I think like the magical element of this is like almost Matrix style, you knowing your body knowing how to do things that you yourself might not know how to do. And so yeah, you hit the ground and like your legs perfectly crumple, you roll across instead. And I think you almost like pop right back up to your feet from that roll, totally unscathed. And then like all of that fatigue from doing that hits you like a ton of bricks. You're not going to be able to do that kind of physical feat, immediately after this. You're
Sure.
worn out from doing that.
I brushed my suit off.
Wow. Somebody learned some new tricks.
That's impressive, man.
I do like a little bow, little half bow.
Do all of you make your way into the car?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Can we
Ramosa's-
stop by my car so I can have my flashlight?
Oh, yeah. Just make a
Sure.
quick pit stop.
Yeah, that's at the other lot. So Ramos like he burns out and like pulls a U like right there in place, and then the car screeches off to go by where yours is. As you stop in the lot and you hop out to like grab your stuff from the car, you see doors from the school start to open, and those folks in suits who were after you like start to come into the parking lot, and you gather your things, you hop into the car, and Ramos is on your orders, Vix. What's he do?
Where we going?
Head towards the old observatory. There's a factory over there we need to go to. Warehouse.
You heard the woman? Go. Vamoose, Ramos.
Flashes a thumbs up. You hear him put his foot to the gas, and the engine revs again, and you burn out of the school parking lot and head out into town.
To Schaefer Semiconductor. I was
To Schaefer Semiconductor.
blinked on the name there for a second.
When you arrive, let me ask, where do you go?
Right.
Schaefer Semiconductor is a like whole complex. There's a simple chain fence that surrounds the whole like set of buildings with a little bit of perimeter around. They don't exactly have like guard towers or something. This is just an industrial complex. But there is like a single gated entry and exit point where there's some kind of validation of people going in and out that's conducted there. So you could try to go in through the front, basically, under some guys. You also
Yeah.
could try to get a different vantage point. Like you could like go up to the old observatory and look down, maybe find your way down from there directly. I don't know, whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you guys want to play this? I feel like we probably shouldn't just march right in there without knowing where we're going. Some sort of plan.
I mean, I would, but that's me. Flynn, how big of a deal are you in like the tech industry? Like, would you get us in?
I mean, my company is definitely more in the digital realm, whereas Schaefer is seems to be more in like the parts manufacturing and engineering. But I suppose I don't know that anybody who works for Schaefer, but they might know who I am. That being said, do we want them to know who I am?
That's a good question.
Well, you also know, Nell, that you
I was
might
just gonna
have
say,
an
does
in.
Megan work there?
I mean, she had the offer around the time the
When the
burning incident happened. She
happened.
might work there.
Oh no.
Fuck me. I think Nell just like sighs. I might have an in. I think Megan works here.
Oh no.
Yeah. I didn't think of anything of it at the time. Now I'm worried that she was getting close to it yet again.
So she could already be compromised, is what you're saying.
She'd already be compromised, or she's got an insider's view. I don't know. I could try to tune. Could I try to tune in to Megan and see if it pings her?
I mean, the first thing you could do is check the texts that she sent you.
Okay, she has sent me texts.
Yeah, she's definitely like tried to reach out.
Yeah, what does the recent text say?
Yeah, so I mean, there's texts from like the last couple of months that you haven't taken a super close look at. She alludes at one point to getting a new job, and then the ones from the last week are like, "Holy shit, you're not gonna believe this! You remember that? Remember that blue fuck? The he's back. This whole place. Okay, I can't text you this, but if you can meet me, I can tell you more about it. I could really use your help." And that's like the last message.
Okay, yeah, she definitely knows something. She says she could meet, but she doesn't want to text me it for, safety reasons.
How do you meet then?
I could try giving her a call, or maybe I could try to use magic to find out where she is.
Yeah, you could magically connect.
I'll try that. Hopefully that's the safest way to do it without drawing any attention.
Yeah.
So I'll use tune in. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Math. It's a 11 on the dice plus 2, 13.
13.
Wow.
Yeah. So tune in, you get the 3 questions, right?
Yes. Where is she?
Yeah. I think for this tune in, I think you still have that old Walkman that she bought for you when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And so you pop in a couple of earbuds, listen to that first album that she had you listen to on it when she gave it to you. What? At this point,
20 years ago?
Yeah, nearly 18, I think. I think we were 8 years in between session 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So nearly 20 years ago. And you overhear like a conversation that she's having with somebody else. You have almost like a scrying like experience as you see her in a conference room of some kind. You get the sense that it is in this complex that is nearby where you are now. She appears to be at work here at Schaefer Semiconductor, and she's in a conference room. She's just come off a call with somebody. You hear like the tail end, and she says like, "Yeah, no, I have the raws. I'll get to work on the edit. We should be able to process it and send it out later this afternoon." And she's like taking glances out the window as the sky is starting to darken, and she looks kind of nervous. She
Yeah.
shuts off her computer and she goes over to stand by the window. And then she goes around and is very careful to turn off like all of the electronic devices in the room. And then go over to look out the window furtively. That's what you see in this sort of connected vision.
Cool. So because you kind of give me a vision, do I get to ask any other questions or perhaps, okay. I guess this isn't really a question on there, but like, is it possible to figure out where this window is located within the complex?
Yeah. I think you could like sort of zoom out from there in this vision experience. I've got a map that I'm using for this.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We don't.
So the whole complex backs, of course, to the foothills going up to where the observatory is. And specifically, there's like 6 of the different fabrication buildings, kind of 2 on one side of a square, 2 above it, 2 on the other side. And then the back of it, there's a whole array of like electronic and cooling equipment and stuff for all of the machinery that is used here in the fabrication facility. And that all backs to the hill itself. And in front of that, there's a couple of more like office buildings for the complex, more management and maintenance type stuff. And there's 3 of those kind of in a triangular shape in front of those middle 2 fabs. And she appears to be in the one closest to the fence line. Actually, I think as you zoom out, you see that she's in this building right up against maybe 20 feet from that fence that runs around. And then from beyond that, the street that takes you deeper into, the town.
Okay. I know where Megan is. She's here. She's got a window. We could maybe try to see if we could sneak in and try to talk to her. If we can get there from the outside. I think there's something going on with the tech here.
High up is the window.
Yeah, that is a good question. How high up is the window? Is it just first level or is it
it's just first level.
Perfect. No climbing.
And something I'll add, I'll give you, since the 2 of you are sisters, is this tune in could be a little bit more powerful than with like a stranger, or even like a strange entity. This is like somebody who you know intimately, who's been like one of your closest confidants throughout your life. So I would say like you still have technically 1 question left.
Yeah.
You could instead like burn that hold as a like connect to Megan if you wanted to. I would give you like almost like a message type experience.
Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah. Just like a short message or something to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nell would try to kind of ping Megan and communicate to her like, I'm here, go to your window in 5 minutes or something like that. Meet me there.
You see her, she's like looking around. Okay.
This is your sister.
Oh, Nell. Okay, 5 minutes. I'll be here.
Tell her to open the window.
Maybe open the window. Okay, bye. All right.
Yeah.
Gotta sneak in, I think.
Yeah. The gate is actually on the. Let me get my arrangement right. North, east, southwest. So the gate is on the south side of the complex. Her building is on the west side. The east side is what faces the foothills.
Okay. I'm bad with directions.
You know what? I will send everybody in here the
helpful.
map.
Ooh.
Define here.
Just
Our
Where are
Discord
you
chat.
sending it?
this Discord.
Discord. Okay, cool. While all this is happening, could Vix have been doing some first aid on herself?
Aw.
Absolutely. What kind of first aid are you doing?
Well, just on the leg.
Wrap your ankle.
Maybe wrap the ankle. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that going to be a roll or?
I don't know. It says if you get first aid, you can heal 1, but
I think in this case we'll just roll with it. Yeah, you wrap your ankle. You've got some athletics tape with you.
I'm pretty sure the limo is stocked out with a very excellent first aid kit because it's for wrestlers.
Oh wow, I used to carry around a first aid kit wherever I went when I was a kid.
Yeah, you did. I see you've got the glasses back on too.
Okay,
Oh.
so you said Megan's window faced one of these, like, was near one of where these fabs were, right?
Yeah. So basically, you see the 6 fabs.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them that are there in like the middle,
Yeah.
and there's the 3 buildings in kind of a larger buildings in a triangular shape right above that. And she's at the one at the very top that faces the fence line and then the street.
Okay.
This is just a top-down line map view of TSMC semiconductor facility in Arizona. So
Housekeeper does research. It's amazing.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess we'd probably try to sneak around somehow. Is there a way to get is there like a gate we have to sneak past somehow, or
so the gate is like on the south side.
Yeah.
You could try entering through the gate and then making your way to the building, or there's just a fence in between the
fence.
road and that building. So if you could get across the fence surreptitiously,
Yeah.
you'd probably also be good.
I feel like maybe that would be easier than the gate. Less traffic probably. Okay. Yeah, I think Nell will be like, let's go this way and try to direct us to where we need to go.
Okay.
Ramos?
He now not revving the engine so much. Now you're not in immediate danger. He's much more subtly guiding the limo, and he looks at you, Vix. You're taking care of your leg, right?
Yeah. I see I wrapped it.
Okay. All right. You be careful. You're not going to do nothing dangerous, nothing that would make Julian unhappy.
I'd never make Julian unhappy.
All right. He like pulls up next to the fence. Is this the place?
I think so.
Right. Wait here or
Yeah.
Oh.
all right. I'll leave the limo running.
Sure. I'll call you if I need anything else.
Of course. I am. He like holds up his cell phone. I'm just a call away.
Good boy.
Do not say that.
Before we head in, I think that Flynn has been like on his laptop and like looking at all his papers, and I think he has the blueprint of like one of my things is blueprint. So I think he has the blueprint of the factory, which he used with Nell to like help pinpoint exactly where we're going, right?
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to use one of my holds, but you can answer whenever. I think you can answer whenever you think is most dramatic. So I'm sending the blueprint to my support group, and I'm saying, does anybody have a read on like where Yonder could be in this facility? I'm going to use a hold to say, where did it go? But I want the answer when we might actually, like not. I don't want to derail us, basically.
Perfect.
Did we hydrate?
Yeah.
I
did.
I hydrated.
I'll do it now.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll give you that. Well, actually, I think we'll give you that answer as we enter. I think the 3 of you go to climb this fence. It's chain link. There's not barbed wire or anything on top. It's maybe 10 feet high. With a little bit of effort, it could pretty easily be scaled and go the other side. Might be a little bit trickier for you, Vix, but I mean, you just wrapped up your one ankle and you're built like you are. I think
Toss
you'll be
the
okay.
stick over. Up I go.
However, you are probably trying to avoid any kind of notice when doing that. Could I just get... I want a little bit of something from someone. Either some kind of magical protection or some kind of surveying. I feel like we probably need a little bit of forethought before
Some
just
sort of
hopping the
cover.
fence.
Yeah.
Anybody have any thoughts or ideas?
I mean, I could certainly try to do some sort of like psionic magic where it's like projected that it just looks normal. Like, there you don't see any
Yeah.
droids here.
Yeah, I know. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I think that's use magic.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so that's a 9.
Okay. So then choose your glitch.
I will do. Boop. I'll take 1 harm.
Okay.
I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah. Describe for me how
Very
you
straining.
execute this magic. Like what does Nell do?
So I think what she kind of, because she had tuned into that kind of Yonder and that energy, I think she sort of taps into that mindset and is just like willing anybody who has that kind of whatever, just that's in the vicinity, what they see, she's kind of tapping into just like the telepathic nature of that, and is kind of just trying to visualize just a completely like empty fence. There's no disturbance to the fence or whatever, and I think her eyes kind of glow dimly purple, and then I think like she gets like probably like a little nosebleed as she's trying to like focus on this.
Yeah, I think thematically for this one, I think you feel like a bit of blood come from your tear ducts.
Yeah.
From your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
As you do this and you tune in. And I think like there are people who are like milling about outside, and everybody just kind of like stands up a little straighter and then just turns around away from that part of the fence and just goes off to do something else.
Go.
Nell, are you okay?
I move.
Okay, all right.
I'm fine.
And the three of you hop over and head up towards the side of the building where there's an open window, and Megan like, wait, hey, Nell,
Hey, Meg.
you're actually here. She's like leaning out the edge of the window. You brought friends. It's been a minute, but Flynn, Vix.
Hey,
Hi,
Megan.
Megan.
Cool scar.
Mrs. Should we still call you?
No, she's a
Miss-
sister, idiot.
Yeah, but she was our teacher.
She's not anymore.
No need to be so formal. Just call me whatever you want. Yeah, and you can see that like 1/3 of her face, it's still kind of blistered and kind of darker than the rest of her skin is. You see like, it reaches kind of like just below her left eye and then across that side of her face. It's like more pronounced a little bit on her neck, but she's wearing kind of a collar on her shirt that covers a lot of that. And she says, we need to talk.
Yeah. Yonder
It's
is
probably just, do you want to just come inside? Just...
sure
Through the window?
Can you...
She looks over. It's like 4 feet up to the. You just climbed a fence.
Oh, come on, Flynn. You've been through windows before.
Today.
Today, even.
Only with you guys.
Yeah, I'll climb in.
Yeah.
Stick.
It's the only way we can know that it's safe if you just come in through here. I don't know about the main entrance and all the hallways leading to here.
Look, I got your texts. What's going on? What have you found out?
She
I
goes
shine
over.
my flashlight in her face.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine, Flynn. I get it. I'm fine.
And I also want to just a flavor note. It's
Yeah.
a scientific flashlight, and I've tuned it to the exact opposite. Like it's like a bright shade of yellow.
Dixon will
Yeah.
be so happy.
Yes, yeah.
Flashlights
for
are
you,
coming back, baby. Yeah, you flash it in Megan's face, and she reels a little bit. She's like, "No, I get it, but like, oh god, I'm all right. It's and like the lights are off in here. All the electronics are off. It's a conference room that has like dimmable. It has like shades, not blinds or anything. So she like draws the shades closed, and she says, "I've reserved this conference room the rest of the day. Nobody should come in here for any reason." She goes over and closes the window, and she does draw the blinds there, but what's happened to you today?
Oh, you know, we went to our reunion and everybody tried to kill us. Just same old, same old.
Yeah,
Gotta love Pillory.
I kind of thought something like that might happen. I didn't realize until today that it was so soon, but it has. She gestures aside. It has to be today. They're Shaver. They pay well, and I guess that's for good reason. Their stuff is in everything. Your phone's probably right now got some Schaefer semiconductor chips in it. Your computers certainly do. All over the country, all over the world. Heck, that they're a global conglomerate, and semiconductors are in everything. I thought this was going to be like a cool, fine local job. When I started here, I got to make videos for the PR department, and we were doing some, internal product stuff. And then the asks started to get like a little bit weirder. And I noticed somebody was making tweaks to the videos and stuff that I was making. And, well, a familiar thing started to crop up. And she gestures over to the computer, but she is careful not to turn it on. Our friend, she looks around, started making his way into some of the videos that I had produced. And once I noticed that, I started to dig in a little bit more to kind of what they were making here. And some mild corporate espionage to the side. It turns out that, well, you know how there was that big chunk of him that Bear worked on? Sorry again about that, Flynn. I wasn't able to make the funeral, but
It's all right. Thank you.
Like Bear's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, condolences, man. Didn't know.
they've been able to like synthesize some of his light, and there are these little like crystals that have been making their way. Ostensibly, they're there to keep the time and the circuits or whatever, but that's not all they can do. They can't generate their own bits of Yonder, but they can resonate with them. They can magnify the power and they can spread it to others. I think they're going to be taking advantage of our friend Mr. Sun getting blotted out to send out their message, and it's going to reach damn near everyone.
You gotta stop that. Change the message somehow, or I don't know.
I'm not a computer scientist. I know how film works.
Flips my head towards Flynn. Aren't you into tech? Isn't this in your realm? Sort of.
I'm more of a big picture guy.
Blockchains.
Oh God, Flynn, did you go the tech bro route?
I don't like the tech bro term. But,
yeah, he's got a company called Flynn Tech.
It's not Flynn Tech, it's Bear Tech.
Tech.
Don't be an asshole.
That is kind of sweet of you. But
yeah, well,
all right. Maybe this is when someone with your skills might be helpful. Either way, whatever you all think we can do.
What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, that kind of sounded like a little backhanded comment, Megan. Not gonna lie.
Okay, look, I'm just saying that if you look around us right now, the people who are causing the problems are the people behind this technology. And look, I'm not blaming anyone here for backing or supporting that, Flynn, but I'm just saying that it's an industry that's full of. And she like just starts going on. Like,
Goes
it's full
off.
of corruption.
Megan.
It's creating all of these problems for people. They claim that they're going to be bringing us closer together, but they're really just dividing us. And like, she just. And also NFTs. Fuck
What
that.
are they?
Look, all I'm saying is that in 10 years, we're all going to be spending exclusively with Flynn coin.
Well, not if our mutual friend has anything to do with it.
So, who is
And
in charge?
I mean, probably the CEO, I guess. Kevin Schaefer.
Kevin?
No.
No.
Kevin's
Not
last
that
name was
Kevin.
Rickers.
Isn't Kevin the one you were hooking up with back in high school?
No, he's the one I
No.
put through the window. He was the one who won.
Oh!
No, yes, that's right. He was fucking Megan. Sorry. My
No,
bad.
he was
That
not.
was absolutely not happening. Look, I cannot be responsible for every student that like gets something weird going on in their heads. It's not on me. And she like stops. She thinks about it. Holy shit! Is it the same Kevin? I never put that to. I've seen like the picture. He's got like. She like goes over and there's like a binder or several binders like spread out across the conference table. She like flips through it and there's a org chart in there. And she looks at. She says, "Whole." I mean, like he's got like a little bit taller and he cleaned himself up quite a bit. But like he was like on the wrestling team, he still got that same build. Holy shit! I think it's the same.
Let me look.
guy.
Let me look.
Yeah, she shows you the picture.
Does he look
Assume it
older
is.
than he should be?
He does look a little bit older than he should be.
Well,
Like that's maybe like the most confusing thing. It's been 10 years, but he looks like maybe 20 years older, 20, 30 years older.
well, it's got the same build, bone structure. A bit older than I was
That's-
expecting, but that could be
Same
Kevin.
old Kevin.
Changed his name though. Maybe he got
Yeah.
married. Is he married?
Just sort of disappeared after school.
He's the CEO of the I don't know if he's married or I haven't talked to the guy.
He's married to his work. That's why he changed his last name.
Are you married to your work, Flynn?
I mean, I do work a lot.
It'll be weird if you're married to your work and you named it after your uncle though. That's like a weird thing to do, Flynn.
Flynn Beer.
Well, look, Flynn. No, Flynn's my name. Bear got us into this mess by refining Yonder into the lens. So I named my company after him, hoping maybe he could do some good in the world.
Around that time, you get a little boop boop on your phone as one of the members of your group has pinged you with details about where Yonder might be housed there. I think you know that Fab Facility number 1 is where the actual etching of the circuit boards happens. And, or I say you know this, they've looked this up and like expanded on the documents you sent. Hydrate time. Good, I need that. Thank you.
It's the
And
giant
thank you,
bottle.
Dixon, for my +1.
Just a reminder, I've got a +1, Flynn has a +2, and Nell has a +2.
Nice.
Yay.
Oh, trust
Heck
me, we'll
yeah.
be getting back to the rolling here soon. So they send you this information about Fab 1. It's where the etching happens for the circuits. And for those of you unfamiliar with how circuits are made, one common way of doing that is having some kind of resistive, and then you use a specific kind of light to etch the board and create all of the very, very, very fine details in it. And they say if there's any place in the building that has the equipment to work with this sort of light and lensing, it's probably there in Fab 1.
Then yeah, I would share these findings with my group. So it looks like if anything's being manufactured to poison the masses with yonderness, it's in this room, and I point to it on the map. But if he's willing to send people after us to fucking kill us, then he's probably got it guarded. So we should have a plan.
Does anyone have a gun?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I'll just pulls out.
Wait,
a gun.
what? Wait, really?
I got a 9mm. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, and I got this big fucking knife.
Hot. What do you got, Flynn?
I hold out the flashlight.
Right. You haven't changed much.
What do you have, Vix? Fair enough.
Well, if anyone in this room is their body is a weapon, I guess it's fixed.
Megan, do you have any weapons?
She holds up. I've got an access card to most of the facilities.
I mean, that's handy.
Damn.
We'll take it.
It's crazy where they let press go here.
It's true.
But
Get it anywhere.
you're their press, so...
Well, yeah, but like, there's a lot of, high-tech shit here that you probably don't want to be sharing around. But I guess if their goal is for other people to want to see it and then like get a little bit of Yonder in their brain, I guess it makes sense to make pretty good stuff.
I have to use the bathroom.
Is it in character or out of character?
No, in character.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
in character, it's just like, I have to go.
This is one thing I try to work into all my characters because we don't really explore like restroom breaks in character through TTRPGs very
Megan
often.
says, well, the moment you go out in the hallway, like, I don't know what kind of cameras or other stuff they have in here, but like, when we leave this room, we're going to be running the possibility of detection. Could you like pee out the window? That'd be weird. That'd be really weird. Maybe forgot. I didn't say that. Nobody said that.
You totally did say that.
There's a restroom at the end of the hall if you really need to, but
You could
Yeah,
hold
sorry. I gotta go real bad.
all right. Should we wait here for you or go?
Should we all
with
go
you
to
and,
the
like, wait
restroom?
outside? No. If there's one thing I've learned from going to bars in college, is that you never let anybody go to the bathroom alone.
Preach.
I
Yeah,
mean, who's going with him?
We'll walk you to the bathroom, Flynn. All right, let's get those bathroom vibes going.
Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle.
Wait, bathroom vibes? There we go.
You kind of match the eclipse with that
Kind
color,
of do. Actually, it's kind of the eclipse vibes. We'll switch to eclipse vibes unless we have reason to go blue then.
Oh, we're hydrating right off the bat.
No,
Try
I
to
could
put
use
my
that.
socks on, Marina.
I did refill my water. Trixie Bell Kiwi. I have like 1,000 of these Kiwi coins. Can I give myself bonuses?
You can use them if you want.
Just kidding.
Put my socks on. These are my socks.
Hell yeah.
'Cause it's winter.
Oh, Dixon Flynn washes his hands for the full 5 minutes.
That's good, I guess. I
Yeah,
mean,
mother-
after COVID.
It's ABCs.
Oh, thanks. Oh, wait, no, you subtracted it for me. Oh, no!
Well, you're at
What
2,
happened to
now
being
you're
a
at
fan
1.
of your
Ben?
characters?
Look. You said that you were like interested in giving yourself a +1. I'm like, awesome. I'll just cancel that out.
There we go.
we
Now
go.
you get one
Nice,
back.
nice.
Spreading it around.
Thanks.
I gotta keep adding and subtracting, guys.
Making Sero's job harder.
Yeah. Look, I hardly build up the Kiwi coins because I don't interact much
hydrate
in the
us.
chat. So. Yeah, that's true. Also, I spend them all on hydration. That's true.
That's good.
Look, man's got to
Thanks,
drink.
Trixie Bell.
I wonder if I can use the Kiwi coins and if the countdown applies
Can
to
you?
me as well.
I mean, as the stream host, I imagine you have like infinite Kiwi coins.
I have
you know?
infinite ones, but it does look like the cooldown applies to me as well.
Oh, cool. That's fun.
Balance in all things.
But now I can't shut the I did something
All this
dumb.
said, I'm sure you're all wondering why I had to go. I had to go to the bathroom. I just need a moment alone to do something that I don't think my friends would approve of. Not that.
Oh, okay. I mean, they
All
might
right.
have approved of that.
That's
All
my.
right, make it quick.
Yeah, we'll be
I'm-
here outside. You can do your business.
Thanks, everybody. Sorry, I hate to derail us.
Wait, 1 second. And she like opens the door and says, "Anybody in there?" Cool. Quick. No, yeah, no. I don't think there's anybody in there currently.
Cool. Then yeah, I'm gonna go in there and pick a stall, and I'm going to my first encounter was a psychic event with Yonder,
It's true.
and because of this, my mind is awakened. I may act under pressure to use the sensitive weird move.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and essentially communicate with Yonder here.
Yeah, go for it.
So I have to. I
Well,
this
actually,
is always
important question. Do you also pee?
yeah. I pee
well.
first.
Pee first. Okay.
Like the people
All
who
right.
call you when they're on their when they're peeing. Yeah.
Is that just your toilet flush?
I have a friend who has legitimately unintentionally called me like in the bathroom. I mean, like 8 out of the last 10 times I've talked to him.
No.
He has bugged my house or something. I don't know what's gone on, but the timing is impeccable.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah, are you stalling so that I can get my -1 here because it's on a
no,
cooldown?
go. No, please roll.
Roll while you have the advantage.
Okay, I have to act under pressure at first, so we'll see. That is, what is my pluses right now? What are my pluses? Should be my
+2, I believe.
Powerful.
Okay, so that's 8 -1. My cool is -1, so that's a 7. I don't know how a mixed success works on act under pressure to be able to use sensitive.
You
but-
can use it, but there's a consequence.
Did you use
What's
both
the,
of those
Sounds
+2s
about right.
from the audience?
For sensitive, what's the move? Can you read that out?
Yes, when you open up your brain to the psychic environment, roll plus weird. On a 10 or more, you gain a definite impression, a vision, tangible aura, overheard thought, etc. about something important. 7 to 9, hazy impression. On a miss, your brain makes contact with something dangerous. So I might possibly get influenced by Yonder on a miss here.
Yeah. Well, you said it was a 7. That 7's not a miss, right?
Yeah, 7. Well, because it's 7 to act under pressure to be able to access that move.
Right. I haven't.
Fascinating.
I haven't
Yeah.
used the move yet. I mixed success on being able to use it.
Okay.
Maybe
I mean,
a
I think
3 luck.
Yeah, I think. Well, how about this for a price to pay? Whatever this roll is, you cannot use luck on it.
Okay, great.
We'll just let the dice ride, whatever happens.
Okay, let's see how it goes. I'm so scared.
You coming
Oh
back?
god, I lost my dice. Oh.
No!
Yonder took it.
Price to pay.
Okay, I rolled an 11. Whew.
Oh,
wow.
okay. All right. That gives you connection and details, right?
Yeah, definite impression, a vision, tangible aura, overheard thought, etc. about something important.
Yeah. You reach your brain out. Describe for me what do you do? Like, how do you get yourself in the headspace?
I think that I carry. This is like out of character, but I have like, let's say that I have like on my phone, I've got like a little open up flip thing, and so it's like something you might use to apply makeup, but it's a little mirror. And
Okay.
I set this up in front of me, and I look into the mirror, but I'm trying to use my like training with magic, my preparation to look into this mirror at Yonder the way that Yonder looks at me when he's influenced my brain.
Powers against you.
Yeah. You stare into your compact, and then you focus, and you blink your eyes, and when you open them again, you see yourself reflected back at you. But instead of it being with those blue eyes in the middle, it's instead like your skin, it's like the shader on your skin has been replaced with that blue pearlescent filter, and the eyes are what's actually normal. It's like inverted to what you've seen previously. And you blink another few times. Oh. Hello.
Hi, Yonder.
Flynn. I didn't expect to see you here.
Why? Because you sent your minions to fucking kill me?
That was Kevin's idea. I thought it would be unnecessary. I know, of course, how reasonable you and your friends are.
Reasonable. We buried you in the ground, and we're gonna do it again.
Get him.
You tried. You'll try again. But I know at the end of the day that you care the most about the people in your lives. Are you excited for your pasta dinner with your mom tonight, Flynn? She's making her spaghetti.
Don't talk about my mom. Don't bother my mom. Don't even think about her, if you even think at all.
I'm thinking with you. What would you like to talk about, Flynn?
I'd like to talk about how to get rid of you forever.
Well, I would still like to go home, but there are those here who would like to make a home for me here as well.
Bear died because of you, Yonder. He wasn't an old guy, and he died like he was 80. All because he was gathering your blue light or whatever to make that stupid lens.
I brought out the potential in Bear. Not everyone seems to weather it well, but that will change with time. People will grow accustomed. They always do. I watched the next season of Archer.
That next season sucked.
Did.
What is it that you're planning?
I think
What are you going to do next?
You feel Yonder kind of scrape back against your mind. I think you already know what I'm here to do, or at least my part to play in it. It's delightful not having to be the one to plan, to be recognized. You always wanted to be recognized, Flynn.
And I have been.
I think I understand you better now. And the way that Yonder says that makes your skin crawl.
I think I'm going to try to shine my yellow flashlight at him. I want to hurt him.
Yeah. I think this is either kick some ass or use magic, depending on how you interpret it here. What do you think?
I would happily do either. I would argue for use magic because it's like using this sensitive connection.
Yeah, I
flat,
think
yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I'm gonna spend a luck.
How bad was it?
It was a, well, it was a 6. It was close.
Yeah, that's close.
Higher.
Yeah, spending a luck will give you a 12 plus, wherein I'll also offer you an additional benefit. We'll deal. Well, actually, let's ask first. What's your luck? Special. What's your?
Oh, for the
is
searcher.
it like your first encounter comes into play?
Yeah. Yep. Could be a flashback, a new occurrence, or a related event.
Yeah. Okay. No, this is good.
This is good.
This is good. I love when I unintentionally use my catchphrase because it became the catchphrase because I say it all the time.
Yeah.
You take your light, and as you described, you flash it right in the compact, right in your own face, but right in Yonder's face as well. And all of that blue, all of that essence that was like coating you in this mirrored image, you feel that get burned away. You feel that connection you currently have with Yonder get roasted. And because you're sharing this sort of sympathetic connection at the moment with Yonder, you kind of get what it feels like for Yonder. And what it feels like, it is not a burning sensation. It's not fire. It's not electricity. It's nothing. It is to be gone. It is the most central feeling of desolation, of absolute nothing, of ceasing to be. And that is the sensation that briefly washes over you as this portion of Yonder is annihilated by your light. The added benefit that I'm going to give you here is, well, the two things. The added benefit I'm going to give you here is that Yonder is like scared of you now. Before it was like Kevin, who's masterminding this thing, was like seemed to be concerned about you and had passed that around. But like you feel as that negation crosses through your connection with Yonder, that Yonder does not like that, does not like the way that makes them feel, does not like the idea of not being anymore. And so, yeah, congratulations, you have instilled fear in Yonder.
Yay.
On a less positive note, bringing back your original experience, or in this case, I think what happens is the clock advances. In the span that you've been here in the bathroom, the span it took you to get here originally, you see through the window on this bathroom that faces the outside, darkness has truly begun to settle. The sun is very nearly fully eclipsed. We're now like at the start of what is essentially like a 5-minute period of false darkness, of eclipsed sun. We are now when there is no powerful external way of dealing with Yonder anymore, or at least not for some time.
Whew. Okay, I come out of the bathroom.
You done?
Yeah.
Everything come out okay?
Yep.
You come out and you catch just the final end of a snippet with between Megan and Nell. So like, do you have like a permit for that, or concealed carry? You just sort of whipped that out earlier.
Talking about the gun.
Oh, sorry for the chat. I wash my hands and then come out of the bathroom.
Thank you for clarifying.
Also, we're in clips.
I think Nell would say, I mean, yeah, I like to abide the laws as long as, it's sort of cool, but Guns
No,
are
I
canon.
that's rad. I thought about having one for my own protect, and then like around that, Flynn comes out and it's like,
Mhm.
oh, yeah, welcome back. Good time in there.
The
I would
eclipse has
hope.
begun.
Yeah, we need to hurry.
Very ominous
Sure.
response. Did you have a good time
Yeah.
there?
The eclipse has begun.
Sure.
Okay.
Where are we going? Did we figure that out?
I mean, if the goal was the eclipse was to block out, they were going to use that to like mess with the lenses of whatever projecting out. Can we go to wherever Kevin is and tell him to, I don't know, change, get him dispossessed from Yonder and make him change whatever message is supposed to go out or something? I don't know. What do you guys think?
We could certainly like try to find wherever Kevin and Co are.
Yeah, I might
Kill
be able to
Kevin.
find. Well, maybe.
Based on my support, what I'm finding out from my support group, Kevin is kind of calling the shots now. Yonder just wants to exist and grow his influence. It's Kevin who is willing to kill people to get his way.
So you're saying don't kill Yonder, but kill Kevin?
No, we should definitely kill Yonder. He's a
Okay.
fucking parasite.
Yeah,
just
yeah, we're gonna
checking.
kill the dark light god from outer space. Fuck that guy.
But I'm just saying, like, watch out for Kevin, because he wasn't great in high school. He's
Not much better now.
just as much a monster as Yonder at this point.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of windows for me to put him through, so
Well, let's go find him and find some windows.
Okay.
hobble after them.
Do we know where he might be, or do I need to do a little tuning in?
Flynn did have the information that if the stuff with the lens is anywhere, it's probably in Fab 1.
Okay, so we know to head there. So we try heading there, but there's probably gonna be guards. So do we want to just fight our way through, or do we have a way in? Might need to
How
fight
many
our
of
way
us
through.
need to... We could split up. We could make a distraction. How many of us need to find Kevin?
That's a good point.
I mean, and what is our plan to, like, convince Kevin to not put out... He's putting out a video? Is that right, Megan?
I don't... And, like, around that time, you all hear your devices start buzzing. Your phones, I think even your, like, old Walkman, weirdly enough, now, it, like, starts to... Like, I think, like, it starts to rotate and play, like, the cassette inside.
Yeah, that can be good.
We gotta go there now. I can make a distraction or something if you guys can maybe get Yonder out of him, or get into wherever this message is being projected out, and we can disrupt it or something. We gotta stop it. I think Nell just starts like running and is gonna just like start making a bunch of noise and just like shooting like fireballs like in this like place, and just like ruining every screen that she sees, and is just going, and it's just like, go.
Flynn, bring your flashlight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's on. The flashlight's fully on, I think.
Yeah.
Not turning it off until we're done.
It is like... It is less a flashlight and more like a... almost like pocket laser based, not like quite that focused, but it's
Yeah.
very powerful. I don't know if anyone has ever seen like a video with like a really high powered LED, but those suckers can send. And this one can send. Love that. So is everyone following after Nell as you're making a big ruckus, or are you splitting up and going a different way? What's the...
Yeah, my intent is, I think, to try to draw a distraction to try to get people to come after me, so hopefully some of the like guards that are trying to block this place will come after me, and they can get easier access to Kevin or to wherever this place is that they need to go.
Offices are usually up, right? Is there a little map on a wall somewhere for where we can find?
I mean, you have the
Megan.
plans. You know where Fab 1 is. It's a matter of, like, where do you go? Like, is your plan just go straight there? I mean, Nell has run off to go and, like, create distraction. Does anyone join Nell in that enterprise, or does anybody, like, just trying to figure out where each of you is going so we can paint the scene.
Can't really run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would head straight for the place, the spot. Are there do we know if there's multiple entrances to it? Is it like
there's like at least, it's like a big building. We're talking like probably 10 or 15. Well, let's just go like probably 10,000 square feet, that one module.
Okay.
So like there's definitely, 6 or 7 entrances spread out for different areas, for different zones. I think the information you got from your networked folks was like basically exactly where that part of the building was. So you like know which 2 or 3 entrances would take you there very quickly.
So I'd like to, if we have control over our approach, I would like to, if there's like a higher entrance, like a catwalk or something,
Yeah, sure.
that would be ideal.
Catwalks are fun.
How is this ideal for your? What are you planning here?
Oh, I just want to have a bird's eye view when we're in there, just so we can figure out what's going on.
And Vick's what I'll say. This is like a pretty large complex. Running around certainly would pretty hard for you. However, like because it's so sizable, there's like definitely like little golf carts and stuff for getting people and like folks around quickly. I think you. Well, before I say where folks are going, Vix, Flynn, is both of your intention to go to Fab 1 and like try to get to the bottom of this?
Yes.
And then Nell, your goal is to like go out and just make a ruckus.
As much of a bang and a ruckus as I can. Yeah.
I think Megan will go with you.
Okay.
So Megan and Nell go one way, Vix, Flynn, the two of you go the other. As soon as you leave the building, there is one of those golf carts. Although there is currently somebody like sitting in it. They're like on their phone watching this broadcast. You see like the glow of their phone is like illuminating their face, and it is like a flush with this blue light. They were not one of the ones dressed with the glasses and stuff. They don't seem to be like, they at least before they weren't part of. They might have worked here at the facility, but they might not be like part of this cult or whatever it is.
Hand Flynn my walking stick, grab the guy's phone, throw it, grab him by the wrist. He follows the phone.
Before you do that, I'm like, hey, excuse me, can we use this? And then you like hand me the walking stick, and you throw his phone, and then you throw.
Yeah, let's manipulate someone or act under pressure, I would say.
I have tough. Why can't I use tough?
Are you trying to hurt this guy? You could kick some ass. You could just
sure.
up this stranger.
Throw him
Okay,
out.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay,
lay
so
him out if that's what you
5
want to
and
do.
3 on the dice, plus 2 from tough.
That's
8,
10.
9, 10, plus 1 from forward. He is 11. He's going.
Yeah. You force them where you want, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it would be an exchange of harm, but I think they're just like their harm right now is 0. I don't think they're like fighting back right now. They're like very taken in by what's going on the screen. So yeah, you just toss them. You just yeet them across the yard. They like roll and tumble. They take enough harm that they're not getting back up immediately.
Well, I do martial arts master to harm intimate, so.
Yeah, he feels it. And you commandeer this golf cart. And the two of you, I assume, drive off towards Fab 1. There's like a ramp that will take you up to the catwalk level. And you can try to make your way in from that side. Let's pick up over with Nell and Megan real quick.
Yeah. I think as Nell sees like Megan like running after to help her, and she's like, "What are you doing? It's not safe."
And she's rummaging through her she's got like a messenger bag, and she pulls out like her camera for work, and she pops open the thing, and she's like, "Do you think I'm not gonna film this?
Oh my god, Megan!"
Now this could be the end of the world. Somebody needs to find this record."
Look, the last time I used this, when you got too close, I hurt you. I don't want you to get hurt again.
And her footsteps don't slow, but like you can hear her like go quiet for a second, thinking about that. And after like a few more, fire blasts from you, destroying a camera here, like destroying a bank of computers here, she says, "You might not remember this, but like when you were a little girl, you called me up once to tell me you were possessed."
Yeah.
And now, my whole life with you, you have been the coolest person. And I know what happened that day was not your fault. It's...
I
know
did,
that...
though. It was my powers. It hurt you.
Yeah, sure. Yes, that did happen. You're right. But Nell, you are... If anyone is going to take this... I don't know, this pyrotechnic bullshit you're doing now, if anyone's going to take it by the reins and make it theirs, it's you. Because at the end of the day, inside of you is that, like, just step by step, built upon all of your experiences, is that same, like, little girl who called me excited about the possibility of there being a ghost and or demon inside of her. And Nell, that is rad. You are incredible. And I know what happened that day sucked for both of us, obviously. But it didn't change how I felt about you. The reason I was upset for a while, but it was just because you pushed me out. I wanted to be there for you when you were... I know it was hard for you too. Like, yeah, I was in and out of the doctor, but to see you withdraw into yourself and not be that same excited girl who I know my sister to be, that is what hurt the most.
Well, I didn't mean to leave you. I'm sorry. But we got something to take care of. Let's make Yonder our fucking bitch.
I need you to burn this place to the ground, and I need to film it.
I can do that.
She's like, I would hug you right now, but your arm is literally on fire.
I probably would just burn you more.
Yeah,
I don't think I want to do that.
We'll do that later.
Okay.
And the two of you finally like crash through the front doors. There's like a guard there in the lobby who's like, stop! And then like their whole desk bursts into flames. Yeah. And you break your way out. You turn and see that like the whole first floor that you just ran through, like windows are starting to crack and buckle. Smoke is coming out of several of them. This first building is on fire. The fire alarm shortly after like you made it halfway down that first hallway started to go off, blaring in the background. And Megan is like, she's like moving further back. She's like, wait, no, like I'm gonna get a wide, and I'm gonna like do like push in.
Should I like shoot one past? Like,
do one. Yeah. I'll try on the slow real quick.
Okay.
And like picking shots as you're doing this, and right as you're like in the thick of this performance, as much as it is this pyromancy, you see coming around the edges of the buildings more people in those suits with those masks, and they are headed towards you.
Cool.
Megan is like, and I'm in the bushes.
Yes. Good time to sit back.
Flynn, Vix. The heat is
up
going
in
on.
Rich Boy, I'm going to take you for a ride.
I think Flynn doesn't laugh a lot, but I think he laughs at that.
Yeah. Vix, you put pedal to the metal. This thing moves faster than you would expect, but not as fast as you would hope. But it does move along. You careen into the courtyard. You see people running towards the blaring fire alarms behind you. given that you were both like fairly dressed up for the reunion today, you actually blend in pretty well here. There's like other people in suits and business stuff, like going different directions. You just happen to be going opposite to the direction of the flow of the crowds. And you head up one of the catwalks, like you bounce kind of up one of the ramps that is made for like, hauling stuff on like a forklift or whatever. You go up to that. You're in like the second, or even like might even be the third or fourth level of what is a rather large fabrication facility. And you pick a door towards the far end, like one that's wide enough for like, again, like a forklift that might be on this platform. And you swing around through it. The shutter is currently open. And below you is a huge fabrication facility. There are different pipes and vats, and there's various machinery for taking the chips and breaking them and like basically fitting them into the different SKUs and devices that they're ultimately going to end up in. There's all of the types of things that you would need in this kind of facility. And directly below you, kind of like obvious in the space, is a large circular, almost like a small silo inside of here. And at the top of it, there's some kind of plate glass. You can hear the humming of machinery, and you can kind of see that silo suffuse with this blue light. Of course, we've seen Yonder stuff before. Like, it tends to not only like project like normal light, but it also seems to like color the things that it illuminates. And so this whole structure, that whole piece, is just glowing this vibrant blue. And it's very reminiscent of that time when you were down in, your parents' basement, Flynn, and you turned on the projector and you saw that sort of swirling mass of infinite depth of all of the hues of blue. This silo inside here is that color currently. That's clearly where this thing is active. And you see there are these big piped channels that are actually snaking their way through this whole fabrication facility and seemingly like outside towards the direction of the hills themselves, that also seem to be suffused with that light. In addition, in this space, there are probably like a couple dozen people who are manning and operating this machinery. And you see a familiar face towards it's like the back of the crowd, but like on a raised platform with like a series of consoles in front of them, talking to some of the engineers and looking out over the proceedings. It's Kevin. He's like, his hair has thinned a little bit. He's grown a bit of a beard. It's scraggly, but it's there. And he's dressed in like a very, very nice suit, a very nice blue suit.
Mm-hmm. Funny. Am I able to drive the cart through the plate glass and into the silo, or is that not possible from here?
You're high enough where if you had some ramming speed,
Can I do something reckless? Yes.
You could go through the like pipe railing up here and probably crash through the plate glass into, you could probably do that.
Okay.
That would be extremely dangerous, but yes.
So before that, I'll say to Flynn, okay, I'm going to do something really reckless and crazy. I don't want you to get hurt. So she'll grab him by the scruff of the shirt, give him a quick kiss, and then shove him off the cart before tearing off with the cart itself. Bye.
I think he's just like wide-eyed, kind of blinking.
Straighten his glasses up.
I think this is an act under pressure. This definitely feels like a plus cool move to me, not a plus tough.
Okay. Good thing I've still got the most lucks, isn't it? Because I've got no forwards.
You might need to burn some.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to, because I rolled a 5 and a cool 6. Yeah, I'm spending luck.
Yeah. And then Blue Shore doesn't have an official luck special yet,
No,
right?
it doesn't. So we'll need to come up with something. Any suggestions from the audience?
Your heel shows up in dramatic fashion with their theme music blaring from the speakers.
Well, let's ask chat. Think about that. We'll have this scene going with Vix, and then we'll switch over to Flynn while we deal with the aftermath of that, and then we'll go back to Vix. And by then, hopefully, chat, you'll have some suggestions on what to do for the
Luck special.
The luck special. But describe for me in whatever detail you'd like, Vix, as you drive a golf cart into an extremely advanced piece of machinery.
Okay, so I didn't pay attention to all of the description, so I'm just gonna put the pedal to the metal and gun it, go turning forward through the plate glass. It'll head for the silo, and I'll try and jump out at the last moment. Once it's
Okay.
as soon as it hits airborne, I'll
So
go
here's what we see
out backwards.
And you have a 12 plus, so like you do it to absolute perfection, which I would say is extremely necessary at this moment, because what you're doing is just wild. You're here on the third floor. You're probably a good 30 feet up, if not a little bit more. There's this large metal cylinder, basically, that curves and domes at the top, and then at the top there's like these big sheets of industrial grade glass around this lensed unit that's like pumping some kind of light into that, and also seemingly through these other pipes down further away. And you're high enough that you're like a little bit above that on this platform, and so we see you reverse beep 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 reverse the vehicle to get a little bit of ramming way, and then you give Flynn the kiss, you push him off, not like off the platform, just like off the cart, and then you gun it, and we see the golf cart crash through the like thin metal bars that were the railing here. We hear them shear off of the platform, and then we see it like we're in like bullet time, like do 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 do. As it like starts to fall towards the glass top of this dome on this silo. And once you're like confident that your trajectory is right, you just kind of roll out of the vehicle and like kick off, and you hit the side of the silo. You like bounce and roll off down into the crowd below. The golf cart crashes through the top, and as it does so, like the glass shatters, and for a moment, similar to the disco ball space you were in at the start of this, like all of that glass is now reflecting this fountain of blue light that then like shatters throughout the space, coating every wall with this, absolute firework display of blue. And as quickly as that moment happens, it passes as the golf cart careens into the inside. That blue light is still emanating, but it's like gone fairly dormant. Like a lot of the power behind it has been limited or damaged. And Vix, you are lying on the ground, alive, well, crazily enough,
Laughing.
but around a pool of your potential enemies. Flynn, you are up here on the catwalk still. What do you do?
I think after I have recovered from the sudden kiss, I think that I, well, first of all, go to the railing and look down and make sure Vix is still fucking alive. And I see her laying on the ground laughing, and I kind of snap into action. But what I do is I take a quick phone picture of this device that's emanating the blue light. And I send it to my support group, and I'm going to use my second hold.
Nice.
Nice. Good time.
Smart.
What I'm saying is, how do I make this do yellow light instead of blue? And the hold that I'm using is, the hold that I'm using is what can hurt it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Good question.
I think the response you get back is like an analysis. There's like somebody's like drawn hastily on top of the picture you sent. You've got like a live, interactive. They've all got touchpads. I don't fucking know. But they're drawing on it, and you can see details. And they've pointed out that the light that was being like pushed through, that this seems to be like the actual unit that normally handles the etching. That's like what the whole zone inside of there is for. But it seems that it's been like retrofitted somehow to like channel that light somewhere else. It's still like piping it through all that powerful, well-cooled like lasers and stuff. But it is like actually being sent somewhere else rather than just doing this etching that it's supposed to be doing. And you can see they've like, highlighted the pipes. It's like sending it up towards the mountain, towards the like hill. I say the mountain, more like the tall hills behind. And this prompts you to actually turn around and like looking towards that direction, and you can see the observatory up on the hill behind. It's also a large structure looming over this, and you can also tell that those pipes seem to head straight up that way, and they are like glowing deeply with that blue. And there is a solid beam of directed blue light that is going out of the observatory up somewhere and scattering in the sky. So you would expect that while this is like linking to empowering that, like that's where it's being sent to be used for whatever this message is that's being disseminated. And so I think they point to those channels and say, like, you know, those channels are the points of vulnerability. If you can get your yellow light like powered by some of this stuff here and like in those channels, that's what's going to go up and then send out as part of the message.
Yes.
So the channels are in the observatory, or they're between here and the observatory?
They're connecting this silo to the observatory. And actually, from the damage that Vix just did, like you do see that like that light going from the silo, or sorry, from the observatory, it is like sort of like pulsing now and flickering a little bit rather than being like a stable connection.
Okay. But I can't leave Vix here. So I need to do I need to leave to manipulate this? Is that what I'm
So no, well, what I will actually, this is, you want to know? That sounds like read a bad situation.
Fair enough, fair enough.
There's a mechanic to this game for that very question.
And there's a
Time to
-1
roll.
as well for Flynn.
Oh no.
Minus
'Cause
what?
I gave it to him.
Oh, this is to help you.
I know.
Oh,
Boiled.
Let's see. That's
there, I
2.
added one.
Nice.
Now it evened out.
All right, that's a 12 then. So
Nice.
hell yeah, I would have been good either
You
way.
would have fine either way.
So on a 12 plus, you may ask me any questions about the situation, not just the listed ones. What's your question? You have a hold of 3.
Oh, that's only if I have I don't have any advanced moves.
Oh, sorry, you're right. That's on the advanced.
Although I appreciate
So-
that.
You do just have a hold of 3.
mean, you
I
could've
will
lied.
say. What's that?
You could have lied. The keeper said that's what you could
Well-
do, so go with it.
Hey, you know, I'm an honest man. What's the best way to protect the victims?
Best way to protect the victims is, in this case, the victim here is Vix, or is this everyone that's affected by this light?
Vix in this case.
Best way to protect Vix is going to be, I mean, currently she like fell down into the, you know, crowd of people who are managing this big project.
Mm-hmm.
Getting Vix out of there is going to be the best way to protect them. Like at this point, like definitely they're focused on her. So distracting them is going to be pretty much impossible unless you can do something even more damaging. However, Vix currently has all of their attention. So if you need to do something else, that also is true. So
Oof, good point.
yeah.
What's most vulnerable to me in terms of like where exactly can I access this? I just want to
Yeah.
pinpoint. Where
So-
can I use my yellow light?
Because of the damage that's happened to the silo, I think actually like where the cart went out after it came out the other side of it, because I think it like crashed through the top and then like went through and punctured the side of the silo as well, and it's kind of like catty corner to where Vix like jumped off and rolled into the crowd, so it's kind of like just up next to them, and you could kind of like sneak away, like you could get down from the catwalk, you could sneak your way around and get into there, which then gives you direct access to those channels inside that run from the silo to the top of the observatory.
Okay. And I guess in case I do need to help Vix get out, what's my best way out?
Yeah. There's a forklift on the floor level. And like one of the shutters is still open. So you've got an escape vehicle. It's not super fast, but a good quality forklift can travel faster than most people can run.
Okay.
It's got big old tongs on it, so if you got to swing around and hit him with it, you always could. So,
All right. Well, then I will certainly start making my way to the place where I can make the light yellow.
yeah. I think the attention is currently on Vix, so that's true either way. You won't need to like try to act under pressure to sneak around there. Vix has the attention right now. So you make your way down. Vix is currently in a world of trouble with all of them around her. We'll get to that in a second. Nell, let's pick back up with you and Megan.
Sure.
Megan is filming you from the bushes. You are here in front of the building that is now on fire. From either side of the building, you see coming, I think probably 3 on one side, 2 on the other, some of these people in suits with the masquerade masks. I'm going to call them, from here on, I'm just going to call them like cultists, because essentially that's what they are. You see 5 of these cultists, 3 on one side, 2 on the other. They're coming towards you with vicious intent. They don't like have the drop on you or anything because like you knew exactly what you were getting into. So I'll give you some narrative control here. What do you do?
Okay, so these people have like, you said they kind of had like those like masks on or whatever.
Yep.
So is it kind of like blocking their vision then?
It certainly would be darkening it. Yeah.
Darkening it. Okay.
It's meant to prevent other light getting in that would like disrupt their connection.
Yeah.
However, it also like does remove some of their vision. Like that's just how that works. Polarizing will remove some of the light. So yeah, that's true.
Okay. Yeah, because I was trying to think if I could do some sort of magic thing where like, if it's in their mind it would work, but where I'm try to burn in their like in their minds like light, like
okay, you've
psionically. I don't know if that's a thing I could try to do.
Mental link.
Yeah.
I think you could remind them what true light looks like.
Okay. So is that
is your goal there? What is the goal?
I guess it would be to. Isn't there one where it's like banish a spirit or curse from a person, object, or place it inhabits? I think that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's just this group here. That's not too many at once for you to handle. It's not like bigger than that. So yeah, you can go for it. Let's use magic.
Okay. Oh, that's double 6s.
Oh, no, better. Time for boxcars.
14.
Yeah, magic works without issues. Choose your effect.
Yeah, I wanna try to banish Yonder's influence from them by kind of, I think, and how would you put it? Like remind them how to
I mean, they've seen the sun before, right?
Yeah, so just like burn that image into their minds of the sun itself.
Like artificially fill the brain with what it's like to view that light. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you do that. I think they round the corner. There's like 3 on one side, 2 on the other, running towards you. You feel like you don't even have to connect to them to feel the intent. Like they are here to kill you.
Yep.
And what does it look like when you cast this? Asking for Megan, who is filming from the bush.
Yeah, get a good shot here.
Oh yeah.
I think she kind of like because this is a decently difficult spell. I think for her to project these images into her, especially with a larger group. So I think like she like maybe is like hovering slightly as she's doing this, and like her palms are maybe kind of glowing with this just like we'll say purple because that's just the color scheme I'm going with, purple energy. And then I think her eyes even kind of actually flash with like the color of like the sun or like like this blinding light kind of from her eyes as she's kind of doing this, and yeah, it just kind of like flares out for a second, and then
the light flares out from your eyes, and you see it from each of their masks. It also flares out from theirs, and they all like I mean, having just had the sensation of staring at the sun, all of them like fall to their knees, their eyes clutching their faces, and they stop immediately. They're stopped in their tracks. The presence of Yonder from them has been successfully banished. You would get excited about this, but from your vantage point, actually, the like fire before you, you start to see, because before you've already had that connection, you see that sort of miasma, that cloudy presence floating around. Here in this artificial darkness, we're here deep into the eclipse now. You see in the distance, up at the top of the hill, the light being fired from the observatory up into the sky. You look up and you can actually properly see it scattering. Sort of, we zoom out in the camera and we see like the dozens of satellites that are all equipped with their technology, these semiconductors manufactured here, that this light is then hitting, and it is like scattering the message from one to the next, and it is being beamed back down to devices all over the world globally. And we pull back in and you feel that miasma, like a tidal wave, begin to just like flow up. You feel like the level of it getting higher and higher around you, as Yonder's spread is increasing, and you can feel that potently. And as it does so, even those people who had been like inside, who had like felt like they were more normal, people start to like stumble out of the burning building, and also the other buildings around you, and almost like they're in a trance, they all kind of just like look up towards you. We're no longer talking like 5 or 6 people, we're talking dozens. Probably 30 to 50 people who are operating here as employees, and they start to shamble in this trance towards you.
Yeah, I think Nell kind of just like leans over her shoulder back to Megan. Megan, I think we gotta run.
Yeah, she's like, we're in the chase sequence now. Yep.
Yeah. I might try booking my way towards where the rest of the team is, to try to regroup with them.
Yeah.
And help.
If you're looking for your way there, you probably need to read about a situation.
Okay.
You've got a +3, remember?
Oh, good.
That'll be
So
helpful.
I mean, it's not a bad roll because I rolled 7 on the dice and I have 1 to sharp. So 11 then? 'Cause that would be
11's good.
yeah.
That gives you hold of 3 questions you have.
Yeah. I will ask. What's my best way in to get to where they are?
Yeah, there's no more of the golf carts that are nice and quick and nimble. However, one of the things that has pulled up, or actually was pulling across the complex, probably a good 100 yards from you, but it's still like another 400 or 500 yards to the building, so it still would get you a lot closer. There's a like flatbed truck, the driver of which has like popped the door open and is also starting to stumble towards you. But there is that truck there, which would easily get the 2 of you. That's probably your fastest way there at this point.
Okay. I start making my way towards the truck. I
do think you have like 100 yards to run while being chased by like 50 people. This is like the most incredible punt return you've ever done in your life, to make a football metaphor. This will definitely be an act under pressure, but you will have a +1 because of read a bad situation.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna say what's most vulnerable to me.
Most vulnerable to you. Well, give me a little more context. Like
Specifically, if I'm trying to like escape here, what would do the most damage to allow me to get out best?
Yeah,
Thinking like Vicks.
all of their connections still seems to be kind of tenuous to Yonder.
Yeah.
You might be able to disrupt like part of them, and disrupting part of them would probably have an effect on disrupting the greater group. Basically, like if you could like disrupt like the sort of like line that is closest to you, then that would, if they suddenly stop, now the people behind them are going to have a hard time.
Okay. So the group in front. And then oh god, I have one more question. What's the best way to protect the victims being me? And Megan, I guess.
I was going to say, the best way, I mean, when you're running from somebody, the first person to fall sure helps the second person
no.
who's still running.
No! Megan, you know that beautiful moment we just had? Sorry.
But when we're including Megan in the scope, I mean, your best way to protect is to just get out of here.
Okay.
They're all coming for you, and there's only one person in between you and the truck. Like,
It's just the one. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
then that makes it easier. I think
50 behind, one ahead.
we'll use my big whammy move, and I'm just going to blast this guy. I'm just like, get out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, he's too far away to do any harm to you, so that's just harm as established, which is 2, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just a guy, so like he just like you blast him, and he's ah, and he like falls over to the side on fire. And Megan's like, sorry. You're running.
Get
from these-
in.
I will take. I'll still take that act under pressure.
Yes, that's right. I was doing
With a +1 from read about situation.
That's the guy that always buys Megan a candy bar from the vending machine every day.
Aw, sorry, Tim. Okay, so it's a 9, and I've got a +1 to cool, and then a +1, so 11.
Nice. You do it. Yeah, we just get this scene of you just booking it. You have like a hand extended. You just blasted this guy with fire. Meanwhile, Megan is like running next to you, like trying to catch that good angle of you running along. She's like, "We're gonna have to do image stabilization on this, but we'll get the shot. Don't worry, it'll come out."
Okay.
I didn't bring a gimbal. And meanwhile, like behind the two of you, there's just like starting first at like a slow sort of shuffle, and then like moving into like almost like a full zombie sort of sprint.
Yeah.
You have these 50 people chasing after you. You fry this one guy. He like drops his keys.
Turn on the high beams.
Grab him up. Yeah. Yes. You turn on the truck. I mean, it was just operating. Actually, it's probably not even off. He probably didn't have the keys. It's just still running. So you hop in. It does not turn quickly. This is like a big diesel flatbread. Flatbread?
Yum.
I could go for some
Delicious.
flatbread.
A diesel flatbread.
My favorite
one of those
kind
up
of
at Panera.
flatbread.
The diesel kind.
You swing in a big circle. The lights cut across the group, and all of them like recoil from it as you turn around in the truck, and then head towards Fab One. Meanwhile, Flynn, Vix, Flynn, you have started to make your way inside of the silo. We'll pick up with you in a second. Vix, you are on the ground outside. You're a little bit dazed, but as you start to get to your feet, around you are like 16 fucking nerds. And then one really buff CEO, as he used to be a wrestler and has kept up with his regiment. You see these people running the experiment, and then probably 30 feet from you, standing on this platform, is Kevin. And you've just, caused this to explode. Some of the people are like reeling, but then they like start to turn and look at you, and you see the like menace in their faces. I'll let you like say a word or something here before we begin. Like, you are like a performer as well as a fighter, so
Yeah, but her whole thing is to look mostly stoic and stand there in a suit, so she's not one of the main performers. So it'd be like, Kevin.
Vix?
Yeah, you got fucking old. What happened?
You're still alive.
Yeah.
I
I had a little incident with some stunt work doing the wrestling, but I'm all good now. I say as I kind of hop and there's no walking stick.
And he just points at you and says, "Get her." And the people around you, they come at you, Vix. They're gonna start swinging. We're gonna be forced into a kick some
Swinging
ass
the
here,
little
I think.
noodly nerd arms.
Yeah,
at
I mean,
me.
they certainly cannot do as much harm as you, but there are many of them, so they do get a stage. They're a stage
attack.
above you. Yeah, we have gang mechanics here,
Swarms. Damn.
Like an apocalypse world.
Swarm of
Yeah.
nerds.
and Vix is, although narratively a small gang, Vix is mechanically not a small gang. As so I need you. I think we're just getting into a kick some ass here. They're fighting you, unless you have some other way out of the situation.
I'm just seeing, because I've got a signature move. Is it worth using that? You unleash your signature move on someone, you roll tough, do 2 harm, and take +1 forward. Oh, that sounds pretty good, considering some fucker gave me a -1 and said good luck fighting those cultists.
I think it was your retaliation. You did the same thing to me.
So what's your signature move?
So my signature move is basically hands off. I've been doing it all day. If they come at me, I'm like, hands off! Grab them, fling them, preferably through something that'll hurt them or break them
Into
or
the
whatever.
crowd of the rest of them.
Yeah. I'll play pinball or I'll pin bowling or something. Yeah. Grab and swing.
All right, I need plus
Bowling
tough.
for nerds.
Sero, you got a +1, so it canceled out my -1.
Okay. I got a 7 + 2 from tough, so 9.
9 on a 7+. You and whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. The amount of harm is based on the established dangers in the game. That means you inflict the harm rating of your weapon, and your enemy inflicts their attack's harm rating on you. So your harm rating with your hands is 2, right?
Yeah, but on a 7 to 9, I only give them 1 harm, but I also take a +1 forward, so kind of handy.
Okay, nice. So you do deal 1 harm to the group. They have a collective harm of 3.
Of course they do.
So that'll be 2 on top of your armor, or 2 after your armor.
Can I use my other move, Machismo? That didn't really hurt. By source of will, you can ignore pain and injury. When I suffer harm to tough it out, I have to roll cool. This probably won't go well. Oh. What's my cool roll? 1. 6 and 3 is 9 + 1 is 10.
Hey!
Nice.
Hey! So does that just negate the damage?
Let's just see. Roll plus cool and a 10+, you heal 1 and gain 2 + 1 forward. So I've got +2 forward.
Nice. And so only 1 harm. So only mark 1 harm then after your armor and after your healing.
Yeah.
What ensues here is on this small platform wedged between a dozen computer monitors, a brawl ensues between Vicks and like 12 people who are not nearly as well built as Vicks. And I think one by one, we see those monitors winking out as Vicks drives somebody's whole body through it. There's a series of like punches, like Vicks takes a hit, grabs somebody by the shoulder, tosses them through a monitor, goes to the next person, like takes, like from each of these people, like you're taking these punches, but you are like an unstoppable war machine as you blow by blow just tank this crowd and start to thin it by just the best kind of cartoonish luchador violence. Like people flying and like you get like the as they crash through a monitor, and Kevin just stares on slack-jawed and says, this is why I wanted you dead.
Why? Because I'm better than you?
Ooh, we're gonna goad him. He's gonna roll up his suit sleeves and like point out to
Henry Cavill and like
point out to the eclipsed sun, and he says, only a minute left. And he's gonna go up to you and he's gonna start swinging. If we're gonna fight him, it's gonna be kick some ass.
Yep, and I've got a +2 forward.
kick his ass.
So that's a 3 and a 2 is 5 + 2 forward is 7 + 2 for tough is 9.
9, very nice. Oh, Dixon asks, what's his walk-up music? Goodness. It's I don't know. I'll take suggestions. Throw some stuff out in the chat, or if anybody here has one. I'm thinking something heavy. Like we're talking like
Scars by Papa Roach.
I was gonna say that. Damn, my heart open, so myself shut.
My weaknesses that I care too much.
all right. Yeah.
Vic's gonna be like, fuck.
No, before he even puts his fists up, he rolls up his sleeves, takes out his phone, plays that song, and then squares up. And he goes to throw.
Yep. Okay.
What a dork.
I was going to
what
say,
a
when you
dork.
rolled up the sleeves, Kevin, that was a little bit hot. Then you pulled out the phone and started playing the music. No.
He's like, no, this is still really hot.
If you're into
he goes and
self-love,
throws.
Kevin, only if you're into self-love.
You rolled a 9. It's an even exchange here between the two of you. Like we see two greats going at it out here, and we move from Vick's to Flynn inside. That'll be what's your harm as established, Vix?
2.
2. I think his is like the same. I think both of you also like are boosted by something. In his case, like he is currently indwelled with this blue power. And so, yeah, you're both just wailing on each other. 2 harm to each of you. We move inside Flynn. When you go to step into this silo, there is a collection of machinery that is like you're a tech head, but more on the software side. You take a look at this and you're like, oh, that's some very scientific, very expensive, like multi-million-dollar equipment. And there's like a golf cart that just like tore through it and out the side of this. So like that's cool. And laying, I think, broken in half, but still emitting that light in the middle down here is that disc that your uncle made. There is this lens of Yonder. Off to your left, there are a one large channeled pipe that like is where you would need to direct your light. There's like a series of mirrors that are like pulling in light from the room and channeling it through there. And there's like a bunch of tables in here that have been like kind of forced off to the side that used to be part of the etching apparatus, but have been moved for the sake of this operation. When you enter, you feel that strong tingling in your skull of Yonder making his presence felt and known. I think I need just like a act under pressure immediately, or I could see either an act under pressure or actually wait, no, you already have the move that lets you do it with weird. I feel like this is just going to be a weird response. So yeah.
Okay.
You've got
Just
a
another day.
-1.
Oh, you have infinite points. You can't do that.
I don't need the cooldown period to end.
Oh, wait, we're in blue now. We gotta switch to blue mode.
Oh, hydrate.
I rolled a 7.
You rolled a 7.
I did hydrate.
I will give you a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. You feel the forelobe of your brain pulse, like you did when you were in the mine and you really saw and felt this lens for the first time. You feel that sensation again. You're in this enclosed space with it. Even in this damaged state, it's still very powerful, very distilled. And as you feel your brain pulse, you don't have to see him there with your eyes open. Your eyelids are closed for a moment, and you still see, not even in front of you, not reflected, but kind of all around you in that blueness, you see and feel Yonder. And his gaze through your eyes. You should stop right here, Flynn. If you take another step forwards, I know what you are capable of. And I think now you know what I'm capable of too, Flynn. You might succeed today. But if you succeed, there will be no spaghetti.
Well, then it looks like we're getting takeout.
Nice.
And I leap forward.
That is a Buffy ass comeback, and I love it.
Yeah, you lean forward. Do you do something to the lens right now, or do you just go to the pipe and use your flashlight?
I think I go first to the pipe. I think Flynn's line of thought, and correct me if anything I know would contradict this, but like I can fix the people out there by shining this light into a new light into their eyes, and then I can figure out a way to reverse engineer that and shine the yellow light back at this lens and hopefully destroy it for good.
Yeah, it's definitely a step 1, step 2 thing, for sure. If you're going to try to obstruct the original flow and like hook all your stuff up, I feel like that's going to be use magic. Yeah, you have the equipment here with you. It'll just be a matter of hooking everything up and using the light.
Yeah, I think that there's a little panel on the side of this light that I can open up and sort of like pick out wires and solder them to other wires, and I'm trying to like just connect this to this apparatus to hack into it, so to speak.
Yeah, got to give it the juice.
Tech magic. All right, let's see.
You're a technomancer.
That's right. Let's see. That's a 6, 7, 8. I'll take an 8.
You remember the -1 from Sero?
Didn't you use that on your last roll?
Oh, was it? Okay.
I think you did use it on my act under pressure.
You still have 2 left.
Yeah, do you want to use one here?
Short duration. I'll take a harm.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it's just for use magic, it's pick a glitch, right?
Almost like a gesh. Every step closer you take to that channel, to that pipe you need to hook into, every action you take that gets you closer to wiring your light into the system, that pulsing in your head grows stronger and stronger. Your arms feel like lead. Your legs are like practically cemented to the ground, but you continue working and setting this up. You take that harm as like Yonder is trying to stop you with all of the mental might, the fortitude that he can use against you. But you do successfully wire in your light. For those of us outside of this silo, we see those pipes running up to the observatory. They change in color very quickly, like the light switch. As you switch the lights from blue to this more almost caustic yellow, and it flows through. We see from the observatory that weak blue light goes from it pulsing softly to with a burst of this strong yellow light. It rockets out to those satellites. It flickers and it splinters, and it goes to each direct one, gets beamed back down to people's devices, and we see like those who were shambling towards trying to chase after the truck, which is now almost at building 1. We see them like kind of like stop in place. All their phones, all their devices buzzing and beeping, and they go to check them, and this new light fills their space, and they kind of lean back reeling as this effect that had been put over them is cleansed by this light that you have shown instead, Flynn. We see that from inside, and Yonder in your brain like cries out as they are being wiped from so many spaces right now. And meanwhile, on the opposite side of that silo, where we can't see the goings on inside or what's happening outside, Vix, you are locked in a grudge match with Kevin. Both of you have swung and dealt pretty decent damage to each other. How are you doing, by the way, on health right now?
I'm not yet unstable. I've taken 3 harm all up.
Yeah. But he's taken, I think he doesn't have any armor effective like you do. So he's taken 2. So he's not quite there with you yet, but he looks at you and is like, you're not looking so hot there, Vix.
Yeah, I don't worry about if I'm hot looking or not.
No, yeah, I meant like you're you've
Bam!
got like
Thunder punch.
yeah. Give me another kick some ass.
Wow, Kevin, really? You're gonna bring this into it?
That's a 10.
That's a 10.
Yeah.
Choose your effect.
Well, I don't know. You see, I kind of want to do extra damage, but I also want to knock him on his ass. Preferably through a window. But I don't think there's one in the silo. We'll knock him on his ass.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So you force them where you want to,
Yep. Force him
or
on.
are we? Or is that narrative, and we're gaining the advantage +1 forward?
Oh, yeah. I was using my wrestling moves, wasn't I? So I'm +1 forward. You're just +1 forward.
Yeah, I think in this case you gain the advantage. You've knocked him off his feet. You have the advantage.
And I jump on him.
I think.
Death from above.
So you sucker punch him, and he like stumbles backwards. You sweep the leg and push him. He stumbles off the platform that he'd been on, and through, we'll say, another monitor. We love destroying some glass here today. And he like cracks that, rolls off it onto the ground. You hop off. I mean, you're like up elevated a little bit. You do like a backflip off the railing. You're a wrestler. You land on him like elbow down. He like thunders on the ground. But like as you do hit him, he does like get in another shot. We do still have that exchange of harm.
Yep.
However, he takes 2 and is in a worse position. You have a +1, and you take 1. So you are currently matched at 5 harm.
Well, I'm at 4.
Or rather, sorry, you're matched at 4. I'm
Yep.
bad at math. 2 + 2 is 4.
I'm like, how you doing, Kevin? I can do this all day.
It's like me too.
Meat?
No, me. And
Don't
he's
make fun
just
of
gonna
his
like
stutter.
try to like lock your neck and then like arm bar you, and he's gonna try to like basically reverse this hold. We're gonna kick some further ass.
All right. 3 and 5 is 8, and +2 for tough. It's another 10.
It's another 10.
Does
and
the
you have
light? Does the beaming light like become yellow as they're like fighting in front of it?
Oh yeah. So like we our camera, we're inside. We have of course the big shutter I described earlier on the main level that's open, so we can see outside. There's like the blue light emanating in the background, and then like you have him pinned. He's like trying to flip and bar you, and instead, as the light switches from blue to yellow outside, you gain the ultimate upper hand. Vix, please describe as you defeat Kevin.
Well, I guess he's a little bit distracted, so I kind of just slip out of his hold, and I've got a new signature move I've been working on. I pull out my stun gun and get him.
The real signature move. Yeah, he's like very distracted. He like started loop around you. You slip out as he looks outside and says, well, "No," and then like you drive your stun gun right into his chest, like and then he lies dormant on the ground. Kevin has been bested once and for all? Question mark. Meanwhile, Nell, you and your sister, your flatbed, you hear the like brakes, those loud diesel truck brakes, as you stop in front. Inside, you see standing back up from having just electrocuted Kevin is Vix. You don't see Flynn anywhere yet. We'll go inside in a second, but I'll let you hop out of the truck or do whatever you'd like to do here.
Yeah, I hop out and I'm like, okay, what's going on? What do we need to do?
It's like blood and bruising going on.
Oh my god.
Vix does not look amazing, but
Could I try to like heal 1 harm using magic? On
yeah,
Vix?
you could try.
Okay.
I also like, we've talked about you kind of exclusively using your magic in like a damaging or invasive
More of
way.
like a psionic
No,
kind of way.
this could be like a turning point for Nell to like use her magic in this way. This could be like a real breakthrough moment. So yeah, let's get it.
Okay, cool.
You should see the other guy. Oh wait, you can. She'll point down at Kevin.
It's just a 7.
Just a 7.
Yeah.
What's the
So
glitch?
I think narratively, she hasn't done this before. I'll take 1 arm.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a trade-off. I think she's never done it before, so it's kind of new to her, and maybe hurts her a little bit, but she sees that it helps.
Yeah. I think what happens here is like whatever wound that was on Vix that you're trying to heal, I think you will take that onto yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just 1 heal,
Yep.
Yeah. So,
but I'm still unstable.
I don't think it stabilizes you or anything, but a little better.
Oh, thanks.
Inside
I can see
of
out of both
Flynn.
eyes again now. That's great.
Inside the silo with Flynn, you successfully wired up your light, but you're still feeling pretty rough from the power of Yonder in this space. Even damaged, even isolated now from all of the other fragments. In this specific box that you currently find yourself, Yonder is at their most powerful. What do you do?
I'm fed up. I'm done. I want to find a way to reverse the yellow light back into, I don't know if I have to grab a mirror and put it in the right place or what, but I want to reflect the yellow light back into this lens and hope that it destroys Yonder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got a compact mirror in your phone.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I'd open that up and just shove it in there and try to hit the right place.
I like that. I think outside, the yellow beam has now
to
been
bring
active.
Archer back into it. Phrasing.
Outside, we see the yellow light begin to pulse and wane as the overall brightness outside starts to increase. The total eclipse begins to pass. We are well past the height of this, and the sun's light is beginning to be restored outside. Meanwhile, inside the silo, you have pulled out your compact. You can see from the hole in the silo that like keeping things active is probably no longer necessary. And so, yeah, you're free to try to use mirrors. This whole space is designed to like focus the light. And previously it was designed to focus that light that was being created by Yonder through and out. But actually, here's what I'll say you could do. You could swap the position of the fragments of Yonder with the light where like Yonder was supposed to be. And then you could focus your light basically through Yonder where that was supposed to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
because
will still
the information we got 10 years ago was like whatever. I forgot how you phrased it, but it was like Yonder, however the path goes, it can be reversed, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's going to be another use magic.
Okay. All right. Not too worried. I will use luck on this roll if I need to. Oh, and I will. Let's see. That's 4 plus 2 is 6. So yeah, I'll use a luck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with a luck, that brings back in your original encounter, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You set up, you remove your flashlight from where you had it hooked up at the channeling point. You replace that. Again, your body is slow and heavy, but it doesn't matter how long it takes. It feels like an eternity to you, but you lumber over, you pick up the 2 pieces of Yonder's lens, you place it in that location, you take your light and you arm by arm climb up the apparatus to mount it at the point where the laser would normally be. And meanwhile, Yonder is in your head like, what are you doing, Flynn? Flynn, you have to stop. Flynn, aren't you tired? Don't you need to rest? You can't continue like this. And just like your head hurts, your body hurts. And as you start to mount it in place and are like beginning to wire it up, he says, I spent so much time with Bear, Flynn. I could bring him to you again. You don't have to be apart from him. But that can't happen if I go away. I can restore everyone you loved to you.
If I could see Bear again, God, I would give anything. But Yonder, your promises are false promises. And Bear was a better man before he met you. I'm going to make sure you never do that to anyone ever again. And I shoved the mirrors in there.
Yeah, it's like,
Bam.
you don't have, and then you put the mirror in place, you crank it on. We see like the like slow motion time of the light bouncing around the space, gathering momentum, and then through the lens there at the aperture. And Yonder does not cry out. Yonder just ceases to be. What was a lens of his power is now gone. There is no fragment. There is no glass. There is nothing remaining. Yonder is gone now, as if he was never here at all.
Stop being low.
Flynn? Flynn, are you
Oh,
okay?
yeah, let me.
Hey, rich boy, you still alive?
Yes! Yes!
Good.
Okay.
Will help. I lost my stick. I can't walk.
I think I crawl my way back over to where they are. Guys, we did it!
Fuck
Cool.
yeah!
I need a drink.
About time.
Pull out a flask.
Yeah, Vix,
Offer
you
it
look
around.
hot.
Really? So do you.
Fuck.
You nerd.
Megan from the car. You should kiss. It'll be good.
There's always a romance subplot.
We
No, I
already
gotta
did
admit,
that.
did.
You missed
The
it.
lighting is great.
We did that already. You missed it.
What?
Yeah, it would be weird if we did it now,
What,
honestly.
what
Yeah.
if you reenacted it? Just like a little. You could be like, just like one gets.
Megan.
You don't actually have to like meet. You just gotta
I
stage
think my
kiss.
lips still bleeding.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I'm kind of squeamish. Megan,
Should I-
this isn't
All right.
some cheesy work of fiction. This is real life.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We'll get it in. We'll talk to the CGI team. We'll get it in post.
Wait. You're not scanning me. I think there's something in my contract about that.
Yeah, there was a strike about this a few years ago. It ended in favor of the writers and the actors.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Here in the glorious state of New England.
That's true.
You get a text message from your mom, Flynn.
what does it say?
Yeah. The message just asks, "We still on for spaghetti tonight?"
Oof, there's a big relief. Big relief. I didn't believe Yonder, but I think that there was a small part of me that was like, what if he found a way to fuck with Mama? But yeah, that's great. And I look at everyone else, I'm like, you guys down for spaghetti?
Always.
Always up for spaghetti.
Hang on. Is it your mum's spaghetti?
It is. My palms are sweaty.
No, your mum's spaghetti. Is it her spaghetti?
There's vomit on my sweater already. Yes, it's my mom's spaghetti.
Okay, cool. Maybe you hit your head
Sorry.
Like I said, lost my walking stick. Can you help give me a... Lift
Oh,
her
yeah.
arm up.
And-
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Help you walk.
Yeah, you head towards the truck, which I guess you're just stealing this flatbed now. It's fine.
This is mine now. Sorry, Tim.
Tim is somewhere in the distance. It's all right.
Did you
Come
throw a
back and I'll
guy
see her
out
on
of his
Monday.
car too?
And our camera zooms back out slowly from the fabs. We tilt up to the observatory. We follow it. We follow its line of sight up into the sky, up into the starry night, and we see like a single shooting star. And our story comes to an end. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for Starsick.
Yay.
Thank you for running this, David.
Yeah, thanks,
you
David.
So much.
Thank you all for
It's been awesome.
playing.
Had so much fun.
That felt good.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like a finale. We got
yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We all...
Thanks for all the plus ones, people.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for the luck.
I guarantee you they're happy with the luck they received because we used a lot of it today.
Yeah.
We still got some left over. Maybe we can like pass them out to everyone for their next games.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, or it sounds like the cast's just gonna get lucky,
Sounds good to me. I don't think there was a single full failure in this
We
whole...
had luck or we succeeded because
I
of our
didn't-
pluses. And,
I didn't take any experience, so
Yeah.
No.
I probably gave experience to Flynn, but yeah.
Other people had failures because of you.
Yeah. I think
Awesome.
Dixon feels bad for Julian. I mean,
Poor Julian.
Well,
I mean-
actually, no. Let's do. I always love to do this at the end of things. What's a little like? Where are they now? Like a year later, this is all behind you, one way or another. What's going on with each of your characters? Where do we end up? So I know, especially like Vix was kind of deciding what their future was going to look like, whether they were going to stay in the wrestling industry or not. Nell, of course, had a lot to figure out about like how she related to her family and to her powers and all of that. I feel like Flynn resolved a lot of his shit, but I'll be curious to see like what he does now with all of this, especially like with this kind of a success behind him. Flynn has always been kind of teetering on greatness, but I feel like we achieved it this time. So
Go ahead, Ian.
Okay, I've got some ideas. I think Flynn is successful enough to take a step away from his company and still make plenty of money. I don't think that it was ever anything he was incredibly passionate about. I think it's just like,
This was a good way to
logically
make
what
money. Yeah.
right, what do I do with this stuff that I've learned? And I think that he expands on his support group for sure, because now there's a lot more people that have been affected, that have experienced this thing. And I think that also he continues to use his like supernatural talents to try and find more horrible threats like Yonder,
Yeah.
and to protect people in that way.
is this the migration of Flynn from the Searcher to the professional playbook?
Maybe.
You started
Yeah, I
your
don't
own
know.
organization.
Yeah, possibly. I definitely think he continues. I think that's like still within the bounds of the Searcher. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
He's like just looking for trouble to solve it, like
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
for questions
The
to solve.
purpose. Yeah.
Love that.
I also like to think that he's probably got a place up in like Bend, Oregon, where he goes skiing, like a little ski lodge or something.
Yeah.
I'd like to imagine that he invites. He's like, okay, look, the three of us, maybe even Megan, the four of us have gone through so much. Like, together and we keep just like going our separate ways. Like, why don't you guys come? We'll hang out. We'll be actually friends again. So
Yeah,
I'd like to do that.
I love that. I think for Nell, so I love to think that the movie footage that Megan was filming actually gets made into a film, and Nell scores it with her composing background.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like a short film for Sundance Festival type stuff.
Exactly. I'm like, wow, the effects are crazy. So I think that happens. That's a project that they do that kind of reconnects them since they haven't been talking to each other for about a year. But I think Nell also kind of tries to go on a little inner journey of figuring out how to use her powers in a way that doesn't that's not so dangerous, because I do think she finds them to be kind of like a curse, and so she's trying to find a way to use them and embrace them, and hopefully figure out a way to not let them consume her. So I think that's just a personal journey that she's on, and does it with Megan's help, I think, rather than trying to push her away. So yeah,
Awesome.
and then goes up to the cabin, has a good time, just tries to live.
Dixon asks, does she heal Megan's scar with magic?
She probably would be pretty scared to try. But I think after some work and some convincing, I think she would get there maybe and attempt it if Megan would want her to.
Yeah, I feel like at that point, Megan,
I could see Megan being like,
no,
I want it. Like,
no, like it's my look as a director now.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think if she didn't want it to be fixed, she wouldn't have. She'd have let her sister decide. Yeah, I think that's kind of it for her.
How about for Vix?
I think that Vix has been shown, well, she's realised because of what had just happened, that she still has the ability to kick ass and do so with flair. So she takes Julian up on his offer to return back to the role. And the first scene that they do is her jumping into the ring with the bad guy who, for the storyline purposes, was the one who apparently jumped her and caused this is what happened on the show to explain her disappearance. And she rips off her suit to reveal she's in the typical lycra kind of costume, and everyone goes silent when they see the prosthetic leg. Because she's not hiding it. She's made it really obvious that it's prosthetic. And she says to the guy, "You took my leg. I'm going to take your head." And proceeds to kick his ass.
Love that.
But I do have a question for Ian. Does Flynn and Vix go anywhere, or is it just some kind of random thing that happens on and off, or does once and that's it?
I was just thinking about that. I actually think that it could work out very well. Like, I think that Flynn has dated people that he's like lost interest in, or like just maybe he's not a good communicator, so the relationship didn't work, or like whatever. But I think that like Vix is someone who like could definitely hold his interest, because like it's total. It's always something new, always something that he doesn't expect. So
yeah,
I think that could work really well.
Yeah, and she probably doesn't hit him as hard as she does everyone else. So.
Not anymore. You did bruise my shoulders back when we were kids.
it's true.
Yeah.
You tell that story like when you're out with other people, out for drinks or something.
Exactly.
Awesome.
I don't know if that means that Flynn's mom ever gets those grandkids, but I think she's happy for her son regardless. And also she feels so vindicated about the girlfriend situation. Like, she never forgot. All right, perfect. I think that covers all of our epilogue stuff. Sarah, do you want to read us out?
Well, yeah, sure. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Big thanks to Ian, to Lauren, and to David for being here and doing this awesome mini-series. I think it worked really well, and it was good because of the three of you. Not because of me, let's face it. It's you guys. And also thank you to the audience for being here, chatting with us, watching the show, spending your Kiwi coins, spending your digital dollars, and you guys are awesome. And hopefully we'll have some of these guys back for future streams as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much, guys. All that leaves us to do now is to wave awkwardly while I find the bye-bye screen.
Bye.
Bye.
And
Oh, he's gone blue.
blue.
Oh, it's
I'm
Lauren.
also blue.
Bye.